You do your thing. I got them.
Good afternoon from 104.5 The Zone Studio. I'm Joe Hunk. Tennessee Titans-wise, yesterday we talked about DeAndre Hopkins being one of the top 5 wide receivers in Madden. Today they decided they'd want to drop the defensive line stats and numbers and ratings. And for some reason, Big Jeff is an 89. No, I don't get it. Nobody gets it. But he's 7th best in the NFL on the game. Speaking of what's actually happening on the field, training camp opened up today for 9 NFL teams. Rookies reporting for the Bills, Chargers, Chiefs, Dolphins, Falcons, 49ers, Giants, Ravens. God, it's a lot. And just letting you know, Titans report on the 22nd. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City, right, Babsy?
Yes.
Although there are storms coming, so stay weather aware, and we'll keep you updated there. Don Davenport is here on Radio Row at SEC Media Days.
I'm in the building. Oh, not coming in hot today. Here we go. Day 2 of SEC Media Days.
There are radio stations from all over the place on either side of a long hallway at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville. And in the middle of this hallway, they have put really good-looking cupcakes and fudge and cookies and fruit. Look, there's some fruit.
Who wants that?
But they put it out at like 2:40 and then guarded it until 3 o'clock. And Babs was having an issue with that.
I was annoyed by it.
They said
Not
3
that
o'clock.
I wanted to grab anything off the tables, but it was the principle of it. First of all, it's right in front of us. Second of all, sorry, I was like, should we introduce Slay first?
Yeah, there he is. He's Ron Slay.
I'm in the
Ron Slay's
building. I'm
here.
in the building.
He's here.
Before I lose my mind.
A little bit more volume on me, Kirby, so I can hear me. Yeah.
Boy, you want to see some things happen.
Time for the show.
You just put out a bunch of cookies and stuff and watch the media members
So
go.
that's what I was going to say. Not only is it right in front of us while we're trying to do a show, so there's like cookies and cupcakes around. Well, you know, sports media people are like a bunch of piranhas to like
Jackals.
skin in the middle of this food everywhere debacle right in front of us.
You are correct, Babsy.
Oh, I know. And, okay, now while we're at it, what is this side view we have on Zone TV?
Yeah,
is that because there's food in blocking our
I got to tell
hallway?
you, I don't have very many good angles, but the side view, not a good angle.
Not a good angle.
Every angle good ain't on me.
Like,
Yeah, sexy
I've
back.
been talking
As you
about
eat your cookie.
That's right, baby.
chocolate chip, too.
Lord.
I think you should stand up and do that. Yeah, you should stand up and
Look
do
at the great Jimmy Himes over here dancing.
Jimmy, feel it?
You can't even hear the music.
That's what cookies and hot dogs do, baby. Cookies and hot dogs that make us dance, baby.
Oh, man. It's something
Yeah.
today. It's a lot more crowded today, that's for sure.
It is crowded. All right, so 4 teams here today. Vanderbilt started early.
Jimmy Himes was dancing on Zone TV. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. You can see
Twitch,
it.
please.
He's like, no, get me out of here. Get me out of here. The F&M Bank Chat is up and running before you get into your rant. SEC Media Days coverage on 104.5 The Zone, live from Radio Row at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville, is presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. The teams coming through here today, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Mississippi State, Auburn. We'll talk about it.
Thank you.
All right.
That's what I wanted to
So
hit on.
cookies.
Wonder why it was a lot of people?
Cookie security.
Cookie?
They had security for the cookies.
I know.
Like people were being paid to keep you out of the cookie jar.
They were like harsh about it, too. Harsh.
Harsh. All right, coming up on the show today, Dan Wetzel, who is a phenomenal guest. You're going to love him if you haven't heard him before. Very, very funny guy from Yahoo Sports. Will join us at 3:20. Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com. Anything to talk about with regard to the Titans?
I would think so.
4 o'clock. Bill Hancock, Executive Director of the College Football Playoff. This is his last year. He's actually retiring in 2025, but this is his last year responsible for the directorship of the college football playoff. The playoff expands to 12 teams for 2024, so we'll talk with him about that. And Gary Stokan, CEO and president of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, also the Aflac kickoff game, a new before the season game. Anyway, Tennessee playing in that thing in 2025, so we'll talk with him about that, and also the role of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl moving into the playoff era. So a lot to get to today. Vanderbilt coach Clark Lee was on the show yesterday. He came early to visit with us, and we certainly appreciate that. Made the rounds
Good thing,
today.
Otherwise we couldn't have talked to him.
Yep.
New contract for Clark Lee. What was the over-under win total last year? 2.5, and we're like, oh, you're going way over that.
Blast that.
Because you were like, they'll be 4-0.
Yep. But they're setting it up now for him to blast this one out the water, too. So
They won 5 games last year, 5-7. It's at 3.5 now.
Better jump on it now.
Still going over.
I know one thing. I saw their DN come through. Man, this young man here, now, Vandy got him in the transfer portal. Dude is about 6'7", 6'8", built like, I don't know who. I don't know what Greek god he built like, but whichever one. That's the one. That's the one he looked like, man. Because
he's a rush end. Ethan Barr is here. Jalen Mahoney is a senior safety, and Will Shepard is a senior wide receiver.
Yep.
His arms and legs are so long, I can't imagine a tackle trying to extend and punch. He gonna swipe down before he even get out of his stance. Like, dude, I'm gonna keep my eye on him, man. He might give me 4 wins alone.
Mississippi State coach Zach Arnett coming through here. I heard him talking a little bit about
we were going to have him on, but unfortunately we weren't on air early enough. So
I don't know him really.
That would've been cool, though.
So I was interested to hear from him, and very positive, uplifting guy. And somebody asked, like, man, you look really comfortable. As a defense coordinator, you did get to spend some time with the media under Mike Leach. And he said, yeah, we didn't have a gag order. We could say anything we wanted to anybody we wanted to. And so he goes, I haven't thought about it, but maybe that did help.
Yeah.
But maybe that did help. So Mississippi State coming through.
I have a funny story about Zach Arnett. Have I told you guys this?
No.
So, I worked 2 years ago is when I first met Coach Arnett. He was the DC. I worked Mississippi State-Memphis game. It was at Memphis. So on our coach's call, chatted.
Was this the game that
they lost?
Yeah,
they did.
Remember that.
You remember there was?
I do remember that. Yep.
There was some officiating questions in that game. There might have been some very poor calls in that game.
I remember
that.
But
during our coaches meetings, I was like, God, this guy is so short. Doesn't he responds to your question with like a 3-word answer, whatever. So I go and tell the SID, who I'm very good friends with, I'm like, hey, I don't really like your DC.
I don't, you have told me this story, yes.
He kind of comes off. I'm not gonna lie.
Can y'all believe that Babs would do that?
I know, but you have to remember, I have a good relationship with their SID. So I'm like, he kind of comes off as a jerk, and I just don't like him. So fast forward the next year, I open the season at Mississippi State against Memphis again with a different crew, but I'm like, oh, great, here we go, Arnett again or whatever. Yep. So we have our coach's call. He was better.
He worked on himself.
He was, And so I said something to Coach Arnett prior to the game. He's like, He was like, I heard. I'm like, you heard what? He was like, well, I heard that, you and some of your colleagues were not exactly pleased with our conversations in the past. I gotcha, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, see, look at that. You're going to be a great head coach one day. You already know how to deal with the media. Obviously, not knowing that the tragedy would strike there with Mike Leach. So anyway, so I went and said hi to him today. So he gets to deal with a whole bunch of us media people now.
Growth.
By the way, the cookie table is now gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
Less than
because it's
10
empty.
minutes.
That's why they said
Media
wait
people
till 3.
and snacks, man.
They're like piranhas.
Fruit still available.
Oh.
like sharks on carcass.
By the way, real quick, Nash severe weather. Answers to some questions. Number one, ETA range for the storms, 3:30 to 4:15.
Oh, okay.
Duration, 45 to 60 minutes. Hazards, commute, snarling rainfall with lightning, damaging straight-line winds up to 70 miles per hour. Hail possible, but less likely. Tornado cannot be ruled out, but not a concern right now. Talking about Auburn, Hugh Freeze. By the way, Will Rogers, the Mississippi State quarterback, already has the completions record for the Southeastern Conference.
He got the record and still rolling.
And has another year.
Okay, it's going to be fascinating to see what he's able to do because this is a different offense.
Yep.
And I said it before, but you have to remember Will Rogers played for his dad in high school who ran the air raid offense, played for Mike Leach. His football IQ is off the charts, but he has run and played in an air raid offense his entire life.
So to clarify, air raid would lead you to believe that you're chucking the ball all the way down the field and all that stuff. No, it's short passing game.
Completions.
Right? Yep.
Absolutely, completions.
So if that's been working for them, they can't go totally away from it, though, right?
They're going away from it.
All the way?
Yeah.
Too much success right there for them, though, man.
I mean, it's a different offensive coordinator. You don't have the offensive genius of Mike Leach, who basically, helped develop the air raid.
Yep.
I mean, it's a different offense. So, but I always bring up that Mike Leach said it. He was like, anybody that thinks Will Rogers can't play in the NFL doesn't know what they're talking about. So this is going to be a make or break year for Will Rogers for his career.
Yeah.
Auburn coach Hugh Freeze here. He was 34-15 in 4 seasons at Liberty. A guy asked him a question about it. I've been talking to coaches, and coaches tell me you're the best at second half adjustments. And he goes, was that Coach Nick Saban?
Hey. There you go.
He also said,
shot.
no, that's all I had from him. Kirby Smart.
That's all I had.
Nope, that's about all he said.
Kirby Smart talked about no complacency despite the back-to-back. Carson Beck probably will be their quarterback. He's been there for a minute. They are seeking the first three-peat in college football, national championships, since Minnesota in 1934 through 36.
Yeah.
You want to talk about changing of the guard and dynasty and all those things. That hasn't been done since 1934 to 36, and that's what they're shooting for this year. Brock Bowers may be the best player in college football. Outside, not named Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable stud. All right, we'll talk about these teams as we continue to go. Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports, scheduled to be with us next. Stay tuned, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Back out the wings. Hey, man, you know what time it is. You got to go get you some because it is Tuesday. 69-cent wings. They are on deck. Take advantage of them, man. Go get the Ron Slay special. You don't know what kind of wings you like, just tell them give me the Ron Slay. And that's going to be sweet and sassy with lemon pepper, drizzle with the Cajun ranch fries with the cheese. It's melted on top, man. Don't get much better than that. I'm talking about with the Kool-Aid to wash it down with. 123 Ewing Drive, 3961 Noseville Pike. That's Plaza Mariachi. Also the one and only Midtown Foods. You get it to go. The dine out, not dine in. You're going to get it to go. A little carry out right there, man, for you. But it's still the same great 69-cent wing price that you cannot beat. Macaroni and cheese has been added to the menu. So do not think for 1 second that you don't want to get none of that. I promise you it's on point. It does not get better than this. Why? Because I told you so. Get the lemon pepper Cajun, too. You want to try something else. But go in there and get some out the window.
Brentwood Jewelry, you need a jeweler in your life. We've got gifting responsibilities. All of us do during the course of the year, and Brentwood Jewelry can help you out. Just get to know them. That way when you walk in, they know you, and they'll get to know you quickly. It is a family atmosphere in there. It's the Amamali family, and they will treat you that way as well. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. And You can check them out online. BrentwoodJewelry.com is the website. Brentwood Jewelry here to help you pop the question. Let them help you take the stress out of selecting the perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings or talk with their custom design specialists to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. Also, watches. I love watches. Maybe you do too. They have an amazing selection. Nashville's premier timepiece dealer is Brentwood Jewelry. Check them out in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, 7012 Church Street. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. SEC Media Days coverage on 104.5 The Zone. Live from Radio Row at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville. Presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. Dan Wetzel joins us at the table. Yahoo Sports at Dan Wetzel on Twitter. Dan, what's up? How are you?
I missed you guys so much. I'm so glad to be here.
I know, man. You're usually doing wild things when we see you out and about. Bar wrestling.
I did not go to bar wrestling. There was no bar wrestling. I wish they had that. Or
You
I
did
I do
experience-
find some things.
You experienced Broadway a little bit last night.
Yeah, I
didn't
did go to Broadway. Tootsie's, yeah.
you? Did you see any Bachelorette shenanigans
There were
going on down
bachelorette parties. It's a Monday in July. Like, what kind of bachelorette? This is like the off-budget bachelorette party.
Off-budget.
I mean, I appreciate them. But, yeah. Cover bands, every floor, everywhere. It's a loud area. You want to
get
hear
to-
something like, don't stop believing. You don't have to wait too long.
Do you get to Nashville often?
I hadn't been in a few years since a Titans game.
Yeah.
And is there a building that's not under construction? That's what I came over the hill from the airport, and I was like, I don't remember the skyline looking like that.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
And it's funny where this hotel is a lot of construction focused over on this end.
Yeah.
And there's like 25 cranes right there.
Yeah.
And you can't drive. They blew up the bridge. So
Yeah. If you're a construction worker,
Yeah.
you have no excuse for not having a job because it's nonstop. So it's amazing to see. It's great to see. The city is popping in a way that it probably always should have been.
big talking point here is obviously like trying to rein in the NIL.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Is this
you
a
can't.
governmental thing? Because for Congress to get involved, I don't feel real confident about that.
Yeah, they have a lot more faith in the politicians than I do. I don't look at. I'm a free market person. I think that you just let it go, and they can. It's new. They tried to hold it off so long. They fear it, but you had Kirby Smart today mention that in recruiting a few years ago it was about facilities. Now it's about NIL. They didn't go to Congress and say, hey, Georgia's building too nice of a locker room, or Texas just redid their weight room for the 5th time in 12 years, or Kent State, they can't have the same football indoor practice facility as someone else. They just let the market dictate, and the contractors made money and the architects made money. Now that money's going right to players. I think Mike Loxley at Maryland said guys will dress in a garbage can if you give them $25,000. and when you're 18, I don't know. It's like you player, I'll take the money. I don't care about my locker.
Quickly.
Right? Who would say if your boss came to you wherever you work and they said, we're going to fix up the office so it's the nicest office in the world, or we're going to give you $25,000 more a year? Who is voting for the office?
Yeah.
Right?
Great point.
So just let it go. I don't think anything's really going to change.
You don't?
I don't think dramatically you're seeing a big altering. If anything, it evens out the talent a little bit, because building a facility is a passive dollar. You got to takes years to do. You got to get a recruit there. You got to hope that they're impressed with, look at how nice the weight room is. Where if you just give them the money, you say, let's say a school like Boise State or something wants to just focus in on one player and say, look, we're going to pool. You're going to be our number one priority guy. We're going to pay you this amount of money. Or you could go to an SEC school and be like, you could be the second quarterback recruit here, but you be our number one guy. Like, I think it actually might spread out the money a little bit, if changed it at all. I just don't think there's anything bad happening in college sports, no matter how much they're screaming about it.
You don't think that it broadens the divide between the haves and the have-nots?
I mean, there's already there. It's already been a divide.
So you don't think it makes it worse?
I don't.
No.
I don't.
Okay.
I think because you can actually overcome that, because you're not building facilities are so hard to build, right?
Right.
And coaches'
So
salaries
expensive.
are already there. What's the number one reason you go to a school to coach? Right. Things like that. Tradition. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I think, this is the only industry I've ever seen where everybody gets a raise every single year. And the TV money comes, and the TV ratings go up, and they all stand around and go, this is terrible, man. Everything is, we got to do something. We are on life support. Like, life support. Every one of these guys flew in on a private jet.
Yeah.
They're paying $4, $8, $10 million. There's no, where is this, show me the problem. They show me the boogeyman, but where's the problem? And they don't, what's the solution?
Right. So ultimately, there is not a solution. Just let it rip.
I mean, like they talk about guardrails and things like the Supreme Court went 9-0 on this. Like, so you got to. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. No one's got a solution. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. I just think at the end of the day, you let the market go. It'll settle. Guys will spend how they want. At the end of the day, there's going to be a whole bunch of talented kids playing sports all over the country. And now, if you want to talk about the transfer portal or something, yeah, I think you can fix that. I don't think just everybody moving around, that's great for competitiveness, but that's a different issue. They created that. That's the NCAA's own problem. That's not NIL money, but I just don't see the problem. And I've yet to I've challenged all these guys to show me the real problem, what really happened. Well, Georgia got all the best recruits this year. Well, they got them 2 years ago, too. They
would have gotten them anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Take Tennessee with Nico, right? Now, we know he just came there because he loves the Smoky Mountains. But let's say, hypothetically, if there was an NIL package for him, wait, what bad happened there?
Hypothetically, if it was $8 million.
If they want to spend the money and get a kid from California to go to Tennessee, okay, it works for me. It's pretty cool. He was going somewhere.
Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports with us. Yeah, one of the things the commissioner was talking about on the SEC Network today, too, was maybe a concern of a few cases where things were promised and weren't delivered. But
that happens, no question.
That happens in any industry,
right?
In anything you do.
And so, I'm forgetting the kid's name. Who's the kid at Florida?
Right, and went to Arizona State.
Quarterback.
Yeah. So he gets promised some ridiculous deal, and too good to be true, and it turns out to be too good to be true. And so now he's going to Arizona State. Okay, so if you're looking at the sport, okay, what bad happened? A kid is playing football at Arizona State instead of Florida? Nothing happened. He's still playing football. What happened bad is when you had all these rules, and they would say, you're now suspended, you can't play football anymore.
That's right.
Right? This kid's, okay, he's going to play at Arizona State. I hope he's great.
That's life. Move on.
That's life, right? And then they say, well, some kid transferred and then no one wanted him. Well, that happens. Like, look at, you're 18. People get married and then they get divorced. They open businesses that fail. They buy houses that lose. Like, this is just life. You can't protect everybody and then hold it all back. And so it sounds bad. Oh, we got to do something. Why do we got to do something for them and not the other? Eli Drinkwitz was here yesterday. He talked about last month losing his offensive line coach, switched jobs at the last minute, right? They're going to Congress to say we got to make sure these coaches don't leave. That's a portal for more money, right? They just go, we just hire another guy. So I just want to hear the problem.
Dan
I know I'm the
Wetzel
only one saying this.
No,
you're on point.
I'm down the end. I'm like, because it's easier to scream and cry that the world's collapsing.
I mean, we're all First Amendment people here, and that brings us down the name, image, and likeness path. And I believe you're worth what somebody's willing to pay you. And
yeah,
let's go.
Right. I got a hard time.
I would like it better if it was NIL money coming after you're actually at a school.
I would think that'd be great.
I would like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Instead of it as like a pay-to-play kind of thing, which is what it has turned into.
I think ideally, yes. If we could wave a magic wand, then you go, yeah, look, Bryce Young's in a Dr. Pepper commercial. Awesome, right?
Right. And then that's a fix.
But and it's weird because in pro sports they don't have this. Like there's nothing to stop, right? A business. DeAndre Hopkins comes to Tennessee. There's nothing to stop like a Nashville business say we're going to give you an extra $1 million to come play here. We'll give you $1 million. You'll be the Nashville area Ford dealers guy, right? But they don't do it in pro sports. It's kind of interesting.
The only place they do it is in college.
Right.
They don't do it in high school either. That's the same thing they do with AAU. Like all of these kids flying to come play with this AAU team. Like they fly on jets now to go play AAU tournaments in Las Vegas in the big time tournament. It just happened this past weekend. So NCAA college sports is the only place it's happening.
It would be great if we had, like, you go in NFL, it's structured so that everything is even, right? Mm-hmm. You try to make it as even. The worst team gets
Socialism.
the number one pick.
Yeah.
The worst team gets easier schedule. They do everything they can, and that's great. And you can never get that in college, right? Because the worst team, you don't go 1-15 as and then get Trevor Lawrence. right?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence he signs with the Chiefs. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So what are you going to do? We don't want draft players. You still want recruiting. You still want all that. It's clunky, but this sport has never worked. There's 133 teams trying to win the national title. Right, one championship. There's 370 basketball teams. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah. No one would ever invent this. That's kind of the fun part. So I would love all that structure. I would love to be able to set up, but that's pro sports. This is college sports.
This is where we are.
This is where we are. Just let's go. Let's enjoy it. The ratings are great.
Yeah,
fans are selling out.
Yeah,
everyone's excited. Yeah, look at this. There's no interest. Yeah, Doomsday.
There's 500
people.
Like
the NCAA argued to the Supreme Court. They argued that if the fans would stop watching because if Bryce Young was in a Dr. Pepper commercial, because it would make college football even the stuff you were talking about, Don, a minor league, and minor league sports are not popular in America. This was the root of their argument in the Supreme Court, which they lost 9-0.
That's a terrible argument.
Yes, terrible argument.
Who's advising them?
Absolutely ridiculous. And so we're now 2 years in, and it's like record World Series, record women's Final Four. Like, Michigan, Ohio State, I think, was like the biggest game in 18. No one sat there and was like, I don't know, man. J.J. McCarthy, he's getting a cut of his jersey sales. I'm just not watching this. Like, if you were offended by that, you weren't a fan in the first place. Right. So the fans are still there. I think it's going to be wild. Hey, boosters want to pony up. They're not going to rebuild their stadiums as often, but players are going to get it.
Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports, at Dan Wetzel. So the Titans obviously draft Peter Skoronski from Northwestern in the first round. So we immediately have Pat Fitzgerald on the show, and he was phenomenal. He called in from a softball game. Right. They were playing against Nebraska. And now all of this happens with Northwestern. What is going on up there? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. They have not released their report on what happened, and that's the big question to me. It's a private school, so it's not public document like you're seeing with the Tennessee case. Everything's coming out because it's taxpayer public
information.
Stuff.
Yep.
So Northwest is a private school, so nobody knows what was found in this report, and it's a really weird deal. I think everybody who's ever met Pat Fitzgerald is like, what a great guy, what a this impressive person. And obviously what was going on got out of control, but how much did he know? I'm still baffled that on a Friday they said, all right, 2 weeks suspension, and that's the president. The board of trustees looked into it, lawyers, AD, all the people there said 2 weeks suspension, and then some of the details come out and they flip out, and 2 days later he's fired, gone after 30 years at the school. Now, they either were wrong on Friday or they were wrong on Monday, but which one and why and what other details are there about what really happened? And then how about this? They fire him. Well, you should have known. But then everyone else on the staff keeps their job. So it's like, was this that bad? Like, was this really that bad? You should have fired him or not? I just, it's hard for me to know or make any conclusion on this subject when the facts aren't out there on like what was really going on.
Well, and Fitz, I think obviously his take, he's lawyered up. He's going after him. Yeah. I mean,
he's got $40 million on that contract. Yeah, everybody's lawyering up, and then there's like 12 players suing, and then there's other players that are thinking like we could sue the school for firing Fitz, and there's the thing about bullying and hazing. It's like in the eye of the beholder, and what's
Like, how do you determine what is considered that? Because, bullying to you might not be bullying to me.
Right, I didn't care, whatever. Right, different things, and so, but if I'm one of these coaches, or I don't care if I'm a high school coach or any sport, I'm like, we ain't doing anything. Yeah, because this isn't what and it always expands, right? It's like a little bit like, I mean, some of the stuff you just like, that's really weird. That came out, you're like, why? Right.
Well, because the story happens and then other really talented reporters start digging in.
Yeah. It's a free-for-all. I thought Northwestern.
That's what I said, though. I read the initial article, and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Wait, who does this?
Yeah, what? Why?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Ed Orgeron wants a job now. Could you see that?
Did you see that?
No.
You didn't see that?
No, I saw it. I can't see it.
Oh. You can't see it happening, is what you're saying.
We got to get those books.
Wildcats?
Academics.
No, Wildcats. No. And Orgeron, I would hope, if so, right,
that be
we're going to
great
do a
sports entertainment?
Netflix series behind the scenes, Ed Orgeron at Northwestern.
This
Yeah,
fine
not-
academic institution.
I mean, he did USC, coached USC, and but Northwestern, they're the Vanderbilt of the Big Ten. They're like, yeah, we want to be in the league, but like, and that's the thing of all the places to have this scandal. You're taking football too seriously. Like, no, we're actually not the team that takes it too serious.
I would love to see. Personally, Ed O there would be fabulous.
We need him somewhere.
Anything.
Yeah.
We need him somewhere.
Where's he? Where is he going to coach again? Where is he?
I don't know, man.
Is there a chance?
Last thing I heard about Ed, one of his friends, is he's got a gazillion bucks and he's down in Louisiana.
He's down in the bayou.
Maybe I coach, maybe I don't. Like I'll be pop back.
He's
up.
living his best life.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
doing all right.
He's got the nicest.
He's got a national
airboat
title.
on the swamp.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? What am I doing?
So every time you come on, I try to find something that's a little weird and off.
You
So-
already know.
That's like the greatest compliment.
Yeah, I
ever,
know.
by
I
the way.
appreciate it. That's why I love coming on this show.
Babs saw this the other day. I didn't know about it, but have you seen that there's a new show coming out called The Golden Bachelor?
I have not.
So The Bachelor is a guy named Jerry Turner. He's 71
Oh
years
no.
old.
Oh no.
Okay, but he looks like he's 40.
Yeah, he don't look 70.
I don't know
haven't-
what kind of surgery he's had, but he looks amazing.
I haven't seen the women chosen, but I'm curious about these dates. Like, where's the 71-year-old guy taking?
Is that like 4:30 at the dine? Like they give you buy the dinner and they give you a free Jello after, like that one.
It's called a home.
Yeah,
That's right.
Silver
I
special.
gotta admit,
couple now.
Yeah,
I'll probably
come-
watch the first episode.
Come over it's not assisted living; it's independent living. I can come and go as I want. Yeah,
We need a Wetzel article on it.
yeah. I'll maybe watch that.
What
I
about
watched-
that Nashville black bear we asked you about? Have you seen that walking around?
I've not seen it.
There is one. It keeps popping up on
he's
trail
probably
cameras.
running a crane and building. Probably got a job.
Oh, man.
We're hanging on the party bus with
Yeah,
the Bachelorettes.
I don't know. I watched Bama Rush. Did you watch that one? Don, did you watch? You didn't watch Bama Rush? Oh, yeah, that was I don't know what that one was on. My daughter was very excited for it. It wasn't very good, but that was terrifying.
Are you and the podcast boys going to get on one of these party buses? Like they have one with a hot tub in it.
I'm
like
not.
there's people in the hot tub rolling. Like you're sitting behind them at a stoplight and feel completely uncomfortable.
I don't think this city really needs me in a hot tub going around. I'm going to spare the residents of Central Tennessee.
The water's murky, though. So
I don't like these guys with the where you ride the bike. Like, I'm not putting any effort in here.
The
Bring a
pedal
beer.
tavern.
Like, I don't want to do
Pedal
that.
tavern.
That was like the first one.
Oh, I know. They
Yeah.
all like that. Yeah. I was teaching my daughter in Detroit how to drive, and we came up behind one of those, and she's got her permit, and she's behind it, and she's like, "What? Like, what is that? And
This isn't
how
in
do
the
I
book."
how do I treat this?" I'm like, "I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a great
Go
question.
around and hope the guy doesn't fall off that little seat there."
Because they're all hammered. They're all hammered. Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports. Check him out at Dan Wetzel on Twitter. Always good to see you, my friend.
Where's
Thanks,
the
guys.
meetup tonight?
I don't know. I don't know.
no.
Well, you guys should be running this thing.
No, see, here's the
It's
problem.
a different deal when you live in the
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
when
are like
live
going,
here,
"Oh,
you
yeah, I
gotta-
gotta
you got
get
like
your
home
kids." Yeah, you gotta-
responsibilities.
yeah, yeah.
Like, somebody's got to do the laundry, right?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find somewhere.
Well, good to see you,
Give
brother.
trust on that.
All right,
Thanks, Wetzel.
more
Thank
3HL next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. You need some honest, dependable, and affordable. I'm talking about some people that can get the job done. Matter of fact, I'm talking about
Sorry.
my people, Chimney. That's who comes through and handle it. When you hear them on the roof, don't be startled. Don't ring your alarm. It's just them making sure all your chimney services, repairs, and restorations are all taken care of. You even want a makeover of your chimney, they can get that done. Dry vent repair and the service all taken care of as well. Outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. I know you've been putting in a lot of work in them, a lot of grilling going on. This is the opportunity for you to get involved and get your stuff cleaned up the right way. 615-364-8987. 615-364-8987. Let Chim Chimney come through and take all of the smoke and clog up out of your chimney and get everything cleaned up the way it's supposed to be. It's a hot summer special. You need to take advantage of it right now because right around the corner, you know what's there. Yeah, the season pricing is going to tick up a little bit, so you need to jump on it right about now. 615-364-8987, Chim Chimney.
Don't keep paying insane interest rates on credit cards. Use your home equity now to pay them all off and do it with Loan Pronto and their awesome Equity Express line of credit. And here's the deal, it just got even faster. So you can get $50,000 or $100,000 out in as little as 5 days. And a lot of people are like, okay, have you seen the interest rates lately, Davenport? Like, not interested. Guess what? You don't even have to touch your primary mortgage. You can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off those credit cards. Get a home improvement project started. You can access up to 90% of your home's value. And in most cases, there's not even an appraisal. Call Loan Pronto to do it. The even faster Equity Express line, 615-499-5780. 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
3HL 104.5, The Zone SEC Media Days coverage on The Zone, live from Radio Row at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. Storms rolling through downtown Nashville. Be careful out there. We'll keep you updated as best we can. Also, a great Twitter follow for that is Nash Severe WX on Twitter.
They always do great work, too. Keep you right there in the know.
Small hail indicated by radar near Bellevue, probably not happening or not that big. Straight line winds, the main concern, along with frequent cloud to ground lightning strikes. Difficult commute. There's a whole lot of red and orange on that radar.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of red and orange out there on the street because of caution and red lights blinking.
Man, if you haven't been to downtown Nashville in a while,
Yeah, this ain't the time.
looks like we're under attack.
Yeah, this ain't the time right now. You need Uber down here. This is not the time.
True. Sam Phelan, A to Z Sports. Number one, so Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com, coming up at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
D-Hop, we were talking about quite a bit yesterday. 93 overall rating on Madden, the number 7 wide receiver.
That's big time.
So Sam Phelan, A to Z Sports, talking about, in a piece he did on A to Z Sports Nashville, talking about how, this narrative that they overpaid for D-Hop might not be as easy as people want to portray. Number one, they went out and addressed a glaring need on their roster. So
Right.
That is of value to you. You also don't want to lose out to someone else if you could have paid more and gotten him, right?
Yep.
And then the other thing is, with the $12 million per year, that's the 25th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And he's rated, not that Madden ratings are everything, because you can go look, Don was talking about Big Jeff's rating. There were like 8 dudes in front of him at defensive tackle for some reason.
which is ridiculous.
But you're
Do you want me to read them?
Well, yeah, but you're paying. Let me finish my point. Jeez.
Sorry.
But so the 7th guy on Madden is the 25th paid guy at wide receiver.
And that's overall players, though, too, right?
No, that's wide receiver.
No.
Just wide
just-
receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's real.
That's real. You got Big Jeff stuff?
Okay, D-Hop.
Yeah, I just have your defensive line tackle numbers. 1, Aaron Donald,
Correct.
or rankings,
Yep.
99.
Correct.
2, Chris Jones, 96. 3, Dexter Lawrence, 94. 4, Quinnen Williams, 93. 5, Cam Hayward, 93. 6, Jonathan Allen, 92. 7, Jeffrey Simmons, 89.
That is
6
so
dudes
dumb.
better than him.
And that is so
See,
dumb.
that's when you know that whatever they're using, like numbers and stuff, can't take into account of the impact that they really have on the game. Ain't
Right.
no way. Then not 7 other guys. What was it, 6?
6 other guys in front of him.
No, not making
I mean,
more
you
of an
could,
impact
and
than
we
him.
talked about this. Aaron Donald and Chris Jones
Yep.
at 1 and 2.
Yep.
Quinnen Williams is at 4. Dexter Lawrence, though, there is at 3. And then you've got Hayward, Jonathan Allen in front of him, too. Vita Vey, DJ Reader, and Christian Wilkins are behind him.
Yeah, and let's see, Hayward alone. Hayward 2 years ago, yeah, ain't no question. To me, like now he I don't want to say nobody go chasing numbers because he still has an impact, but it's not to
It's not the Big Jeff
nah,
level.
it ain't like Big Jeff.
No, it's part of that. I don't know. It's Madden, though, so they're watching and documenting and taking numbers from everything. But
And they do change them a lot.
Yeah,
and maybe
it
that's
will
part
change.
of it. Like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that'll be one we know we might change.
After
but
week 1.
is part of it, too, the big picture of that, because we live in this market and get to watch what he does every single week and get to hear from
there's
him
definitely some
and
of
know
that,
what
yeah.
he's
no.
going through.
But he's
I'ma
the
push
3rd
back
highest
against
paid guy.
I'm pushing back against it because the person I just said was Hayward. I watch him. He ain't better than Big Jeff.
yeah.
I'm sorry, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. And I gave you every reason in the book because when you look 10 yards down the field, Big Jeff, Hayward he ain't doing that chasing. He may have one play he gonna do
I was
that.
going to say they're different. They're different
Yeah,
games.
you know what I mean?
They're
Yeah,
different.
exactly.
They do different things.
Really, without question.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. Carlton is in Nashville. Carlton, what's up?
Hey. How's it going today?
Hey,
Out here driving in the rain.
Be careful, brother.
careful.
Oh, man. I'm sitting up here boating right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Just
be
the
careful.
water on
Down
Clark
out there, huh?
Highway.
Yeah, we're in the
Oh,
middle of the
man.
hotel. It's hard for us to see anything.
Does
But
look dark
I was
out there,
just
though.
trying to say, I was just sick of the death. I sent Ron a picture of me. I'm representing today. I'm representing
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I got my Titan stuff on.
Oh, this
And
is real.
everybody, I
They
was
put cards in the
just went to
center.
visit my. Yeah, man. I just went to visit my mom at the nursing home, and all the little old folks over there just talking to me about the Titans and how excited they are about what's happening. And they're looking forward to the season. One guy said, just another week or so. I said, yeah. And here we go, tighten up. But also, you were talking about the Golden Bachelor. Hey, I'm 72 years old. I got married last year at 71. We are out here. And I married a
You
good-looking
look
woman.
good, too.
We are. What
And
do you
we
say?
are
We are
having-
obvious.
We are having a great time. I mean, don't talk about it now. He's in the zone. And he's having a good time.
Crutchville, you keep it up. I'm going to call my mom on you, man. Tell her, man, you up here acting up.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
bro.
615-737-1045.
We're out here, is what
At
he
3
said.
Yeah, yeah,
104. We out here.
That's a good man right there, too.
We are too. We're out here.
Slade just showed us. I was joking with Brent about the 71-year-old thing. I'm like, oh, he looks younger than all of us.
Yeah, nah, and
Jerry Turner, the Golden Bachelor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little slick diesel, too.
Bowed up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, Jim Wyatt,
Oh, I see
TennesseeTitans.com.
Elijah McAllister.
and
Sorry.
and then we will continue our discussion about the Titans next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right. Who is in need of a spa day? Probably all of us. Everybody listening out there. It's nasty weather. Maybe you need somewhere you go and relax and be pampered. Well, a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, that is where you need to go. And that's also what you need to gift for somebody as well. Here's the deal with a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. You can choose your budget for a gift. You can spend a little, you can spend a ton, and then give somebody a gift card, and they can choose from at least 10 different services, all under one roof at a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Massages, manicures, pedicures, sunless tanning, waxing. They do spa parties, too. Skincare, facials. There's a hair salon. They do makeup. Oh, yeah. They have it all. Everybody loves spa gifts. Gift cards can be printed directly from their website, amomentspeace.com, 24/7, or just give them a call. They love to help plan something for you. 615-224-0770. Any special requests, a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa will take care of it for you. They're in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall, the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakers Bridge Avenue.
Good afternoon from day 2 of SEC Media Days. I'm Joe Hunk. Training camp has opened up for 9 different NFL teams. Well, at least for the rookies that's concerned. Don't forget the Titans rookies will report to Ascension St. Thomas coming up on the 22nd. The Nashville Preds, the Tennessee Titans, and now the announcement has been official. Nashville is adding another professional team. Arena Football League is back, and apparently it is coming to Nashville in 2024 as the state, Tennessee, and the city of Nashville has been announced as one of the 16 teams that will be playing next year. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasted live from SEC Media Days. Coverage on The Zone, live from Radio Row at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville, is presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. Certainly appreciate those guys. Appreciate you being with us. Brent Doherty with you on a very stormy afternoon in the Music City.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's also a beautiful day.
Wind is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm in the building.
Wind?
I'm in the building.
Wind.
Hey, I'm in the building.
Ooh, and you're in the building.
I'm in the building.
Glad
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm away from the light. I do have an update for you, though, y'all, before we tell about Babsy. They said the hot tub has been closed.
What hot tub?
On the
Party Bus hot tub?
Oh, why? Because it was unsanitary?
More than likely, Babsy, probably. I mean, probably what it is.
I mean,
Probably caused an accident.
well,
or
I
two.
mean, if you're drinking a lot and you're in a hot tub on a vehicle and you can't really get out.
And it's hot. At some point, you may pass out.
Look, I can confirm that if you just have enough alcohol, you may fall in the car behind you. So, because it almost happened to me driving in, it's probably a smart decision.
Don Davenport is here.
That's bunk. That's bunk.
Right.
Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Happy Tuesday to everybody out there.
Yep.
Tuesday is today Tuesday?
It
yes.
is. Yes. And your Auburn Tigers were through the Media Row festivities today.
Yes, they went through.
Hunk's Auburn Tigers, too.
Yep, and then Jimmy Wyatt's
It definitely is.
Vanderbilt Commodores went through earlier this
did.
morning.
Jimmy Wyatt joins us now, as he does every Tuesday, from TennesseeTitans.com at Jay Wyatt Sports. Jim, what's up? How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, yes.
We are as interior as you can be in this hotel, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot would have to go down for us to get it, but that's kind of a selfish way to look at it, I guess. But that's where we are. What can you say about D-Hop, if anything?
Well, I mean, it's no secret. I mean, the two sides have agreed to terms. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins has said it. Mike Vrabel has said it. You know, every reporter in the United States.
Uh-oh. Jimmy, that rain's getting your phone.
Let's put Jim Wyatt on hold and get back to him. So, yeah, no secret.
Yeah. I mean,
DeAndre Hopkins.
When D-Hop, regardless of what everybody else is saying, when D-Hop comes out on social media, which is, that's where the truth is told, and he said tighten up.
Oh, yeah.
That made it solidified right there.
That's where the truth is told.
I think Jim Wyatt is back now. Did you know that? Twitter is where truth is told.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And hopefully you can hear me a little bit better now than before.
Yeah,
but, I'm not going to sit here. I mean, I think by this time, a couple of days after, news broke on Sunday, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, these two team sides have not agreed to terms. DeAndre Hopkins has said it. Mike Vrabel said it. About everybody that covers the NFL has said it. But, the way things happen when you work for a team is you have to wait until, the contract gets finalized and you have some procedures that go through, whether it's a language in the contract or some of the other particulars that have to be ironed out when you're a team that was dealing with limited cap space. You got to free some cap space before you can make a deal official. So there's several things that kind of have held it up from being announced officially by the team, but it's going to happen, and a great get certainly by the Titans, and adds a lot of excitement of this season because DeAndre Hopkins, is a heck of a football player. We've all seen it. He's going to make the receiving core better. He's going to make Traylon Burks better. He's going to make Ryan Tannehill better. He's going to make Derrick Henry better, and certainly things will be a lot more exciting watching him on the field this fall.
So one of my takeaways from it, Jimmy, was the fact that Rand Carthon and the Titans went for him, and obviously we can't talk money and we don't know the deal and all of that, but there are reports out there that they're going to pay him for the next 2 years. But my thought was that they felt that they maybe were just a piece away like that from being able to compete. Is that fair with what this roster looks like?
Well, you guys know what it was like, this offseason early when, people were suggesting that the Titans were blowing it up or tanking or rebuilding, whatever you want to call it. And I never felt like that was the case. And I think when you make a move like this, I think it changes the look of your football team. Now, in the mailbag today, I had somebody suggest, well, the Titans now suddenly a top 5 offense. I'm not going there. I mean, it's a lot of things still have to go well and fall into place, and you've got an offensive line that's got to gel, including doing it the first part of the season with a new right tackle. You've got a young group of receivers behind DeAndre Hopkins that are going to have to step up and prove that they can be consistent. But I do think this team is more of a contender now than it certainly was a couple of days ago because of DeAndre Hopkins' presence. And I think this team is, I thought with or without DeAndre Hopkins, this team had a chance to compete for the AFC South and give yourself a chance in the postseason. And now, with him coming aboard, I feel even stronger about that.
Jimmy, when you're looking at the individuals involved in it, who do you believe is the happiest? Would it be Tim Kelly with all the weapons and everything that he gets to do now, Ryan Tannehill with having a guy like that, or King Henry with now you got to have Traylon Burks on the outside. Now you get DeAndre Hopkins hopefully on the outside and Kyle Phillips. Like you open up that middle and that box can't be as congested as it's been. Who's the happiest, you think?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, all of them should be happy. I think for Ryan Tannehill to be happy, you've got to keep him healthy, and he's got to have time to throw the football. And we saw what happened last year when they didn't protect him very well. He was hurt most, good part of the year, and if you can't protect him, he's not going to be able to get the ball to his receivers. But he should be feeling a lot better about things because I think we've talked about DeAndre Hopkins a lot in the past. He's not one of these guys that necessarily has to be open to catch the football. I mean, you can throw it to him in a one-on-one situation, and he's going to win it most of the time because of his wingspan and his strong, big hands and his ability just to kind of make plays and use his body a certain way to get to the football. So it's going to make Ryan Tannehill better. It takes a lot of pressure off Traylon Burks. I mean, a lot is still going to be counted on him, and this team's still going to need Traylon Burks to be good, and same with Kyle Phillips. But not everything is on those guys anymore, and I think Hopkins changes that group. And Derrick Henry, who has had to deal with so many stacked boxes, I still think the other teams are going to challenge the Titans and make them prove that they can throw the football, but should make his life better. And throw Chicaconco in there as well. I mean, and Tajay Spears, all these guys. When you add another big playmaker like Hopkins, I think it spreads it out for everybody.
Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com, where you can get all your Titans content, at JWyatt Sports on Twitter. All right, what's the latest on the throwback uniforms, Jimmy?
Sunday's the day. I mean, that's when we're going to get to see them for the first time. You're not going to know when they're going to wear them on Sunday. That's going to come within the week after everybody gets to see them. But, Sunday is the night. 8 o'clock is the time when when these things are going to be seen for the first time. There's been a lot of conversation, a lot of speculation, a lot of excitement about this, and they're beauts. I've seen them. I know people are going to be fired up about it, and now got less than a week before Titans are able to show them off.
I would think that they would be on sale immediately.
Yes, yeah, I would think so too, and I think they're going to sell well too. I mean, even leading up to this, and last year, anytime any Oilers merchandise was made available, it sold very well. A lot of Oilers fans, that became Titans fans, and then other NFL fans that love history and love the history of this team. So I expect them to sell well. I think they're going to look great.
So as we get closer to training camp, what is the schedule? When do players report? What are the activities?
The bulk of the roster, quarterbacks can be here over the weekend, but reporting date is the 25th, and that's the same day Mike Vrabel will have his training camp presser that kicks off camp, and then the next day the Titans are going to be on the field practicing for the first time. Just like years past, there are certain guidelines you have to follow. There's an acclimation period before you can just go full go. You guys remember the days when the training camp would start and you'd be in full pads not long after banging heads. That's not happening. It's going to still be able for these guys will be in pads, but the process starts in practice. Reporting day a week from today, and first practice a week from tomorrow.
A week, wow.
How about that? All right, Jim, appreciate you, man. Your boy Clark Lee with the contract extension. That was good news.
Yeah, I was happy about that. Yeah, I think very well deserving. I think he's got the program going in the right direction. Recruiting seems to be getting better, so I was happy about him being rewarded, and a guy who I think is going to be loyal to Vanderbilt.
Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com, at J Wyatt Sports, Sunday. All right, Jim, great hearing from you. Appreciate the conversation as always. Talk with you later.
Okay, y'all have a good rest of the week. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Jim
Jimmy.
Wyatt at J Wyatt Sports. Bill Hancock coming up next. Last year as the executive director of the college football playoff, the playoff expands to 12 teams for 2024. We'll talk with him next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's up, good people? Ron Slay here, man. I'm talking about someone changing the game will help you make all your bets and keep your bets hot. Stay hot this summer. It's going to be Superbook Sports, the most trusted name in sports gambling, with a direct line to Las Vegas. Now, when you see the promo code, The Zone, you score up to $250 with the first bet bonus. Win or lose, Superbook will match your first bet up to $250 with the promo code The Zone. Download the Superbook Sports app, enter the promo code, and you'll get $250 courtesy of Superbook Sports. Yeah. Hey, man, they make it sound so good. Well, you have an opportunity to dive in on a little baseball. You got WNBA going on, but, man, look ahead. Look ahead and look and see what the over-under is on wins, man. SEC Media Day going on. You need to go on and dive into Tennessee, man. They got to set at 9. I'm going to roll with the over, man. I'm just out here trying to win some money. That's all I'm doing. Visit Superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
I know what I want, and I only buy what I need to keep me connected. Get the speed you need at a great price. Xfinity Internet. Get up to 5 times faster upload speeds for smoother connections on the largest gig speed network. Xfinity, delivering gig speeds to more homes than anyone. So get ready to do even more on your devices with gig speeds. Gig speed internet available to 99% of our footprint. Enjoy all of your favorite apps all in one place with a Flex 4K streaming box. Stay connected on the go with over 20 million secure Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. Xfinity's internet service brings you entire experience together by connecting other services like Xfinity XFi, Advanced Security, Xfinity Flex, and more. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed. based on Xfinity's fastest available download speeds, maximum download speed of 940 megabits per second. When hardwired via Ethernet, not available in all areas. Performance may be limited by customers' device configuration. 3HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville. SEC Media Days coverage on The Zone this week, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. Hunk has found Bill Hancock. We'll get him over here to talk about the college football playoff and what this is going to look like moving forward as they go to 12 teams in 2024. Top 4 will get byes. The other 2 conference champs will play home games. Mm-hmm. The next 6 highest-ranked teams, and there's your 12. So it was supposed to begin in 2026, but they moved it up to 2024 because why not?
So we have a year.
Yeah. This is it. One more Final Four, and that's it.
I like it.
I do, too. I also like the top 4 get byes thing.
Why?
Because then you're still rewarded.
You're incentivized to continue to play, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, goes big Mo Patton, Nashville Media Hall of Famer.
Rolling through.
Yeah. Man, storms rolled through downtown Nashville. It was loud.
So I wonder, what does that do for the concert tonight? Think they hold the concert down?
Yeah, it's supposed to clear out, actually.
Yeah, it is, because obviously there's Mississippi State and Auburn is still, trying to fly out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I know Hugh Freeze has an event in Birmingham.
Yep.
An alumni event he's got to get to. So, and they were saying it should be cleared out by the time they take off.
We got caught up in the police escort yesterday for Missouri.
Yeah.
All up on our butt.
Hey, I tell you what, those police do not joke around. I mean, they are rolling.
It's a system.
Mizzou was in like a Sprinter van. I'm like, they can't keep up.
It was like balling.
Mizzou could not keep up.
Unless Ramon Foster's driving.
Or Ron Slay.
If I'm driving, I'm gonna get us through there.
In a Sprinter van?
Yeah, we get all the way down.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Hugh Freeze, today, it's funny because Jimbo Fisher was asked yesterday about calling plays, and he gave this weird answer that's gone all over the internet, where you can't really tell if he is or Bobby Petrino is, or if it's going to be a collaboration or what's going to go on there. But
which is so weird. Why in the world would you hire Petrino if you're not going to let him call plays?
Unless he was forced on him. Because, Petrino's always called plays, and so is Jimbo. So
it's weird.
Imagine if that team
Yeah, well, guess what? Hugh Freeze has always called plays.
Imagine if Texas A&M, a lot of people are picking them to be second in the West. Imagine if they're like 2-4. Can you imagine what that situation is going to be like?
Yeah, it would be coaching malpractice.
Well, and you also might have your coach in waiting.
Yeah, come and knock on my door. You got a coach right here waiting on you. Yeah, exactly.
Hugh Freeze talking about that same situation because he's always called plays. He had this to say today at SEC Media Days.
I think once upon a time, I was probably one of the better play callers in college football. But coming back, knowing what encompassing to bring Auburn back, sitting in the chair that I have to sit in, I needed help. And I think the first priority was, hire somebody that does and believes exactly what I believe offensively, which Phillip does, and then someone whose terminology is simple as mine, because I do think I need a new terminology because there's too many people in this league that I've went and talked ball with and probably told too much to, particularly up the road from us on both sides. And so I needed that to be at comfort. We're running the same system that I've always run. I wasn't going to get away from that. It's worked for me everywhere I've been, but Phillip has helped me with terminology, so has Jake. But Phillip and I have a great understanding. Listen, game planning is a combination of a lot of people that go into it, and we put it on the call sheet, and obviously Phillip will be the primary play caller, but obviously I have the right to step in and say, I need to see something.
Okay, can I just point out that was a funny comment? I've talked ball with too many people in this league, and they all know my terminology on both sides of us, right? Well, hello, Alabama. Remember when Nick Saban wanted to hire him, and I think Greg Sankey put a kibosh on it.
Mm-hmm. Word around the campfire.
Yes.
Sankey will not say that, but
no. But
I'm anxious to see what Hugh does down there. I think that roster is a little bit better than people think it is. Their schedule stuff. But I'm not surprised if, like we were all talking, we kind of agreed on this, like a 6-6, maybe a 7-5.
Right.
Which a lot of people don't think that they can get to that, but
I'm leaning to it. I think you finally get a guy like Hugh Freeze back in his element. You could see him walking through here. Like what he had to go through at Liberty is one thing, but to be able to get back on this stage with this platform, he walked through with a different swagger. Like, yeah, this is where I belong, and I think that's going to bleed over into the field and to his players, man. He did a great job of bringing our
Sexy
guy
back.
Yes. No, but he did a great job. But hey, get up people what they want.
Not everybody can be out here raw
they can't. But what's my guy? Cadillac.
Yeah.
Great job bringing him back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, you got the pieces there. Got to retool the roster, but man, dude can coach, man. If he get into a shootout at the end of the game, I got a little bit of money on me. I'm gonna lay it on Hugh.
I said this though
Lay it on Hugh.
on Buck's show today because they were like, "Oh, there's an Auburn girl," you know. So of course I had to hop on. But I did say
You
this.
did all the shows today.
I did. I just busted in everyone's show.
Don't let Babby just stand around the table.
I was bored. Like, can I get in this? Can I hop on? Give me the headphones. Kirby, turn me up. No, so, but I said people forget Auburn still has talent there.
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, when Hugh first took over, he's like, oh, our talent gap. Every new coach that's coming into the SEC is going to say that. But look at their running backs room.
Yep.
They're legit. They're going to be able to run the ball.
Yep.
And Hugh offensively, and obviously Philip Montgomery, it's going to be his offense. But Hugh offensively, you run the ball, it sets up the rest,
Right.
and they're going to be able to run the football. So, and then, of course, you know, quarterback-wise, I mean,
just be patient with that.
but yes, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. But if you have that solid run game, he can be a very efficient quarterback with a run game because you saw it at Michigan State back in the day. So
You brought up that Cadillac team. That reminded me of my favorite Auburn team, that 2004 Auburn team.
The best.
That went undefeated and led
With Ronnie
me
Brown?
to Ronnie Brown, Cadillac, Jason Williams. But they were Jason Campbell, sorry. Remember Jason Campbell had 4 different offensive coordinators at Auburn. Then he goes to the NFL and has 3 more different offensive coordinators.
Yep.
Like 7 in 7 years.
Poor guy.
Caught it doomed.
But that team is the one that led me to just say, screw it. I'm screaming from the mountaintops about a playoff.
Yeah.
Because they went undefeated. USC and Oklahoma, I think, were the two that started 1 and 2. They both went undefeated, so they weren't going to drop.
Right.
There's literally nothing you could have done.
I mean,
And so, like, for people that say preseason polls don't matter, sometimes they do.
That's a lot.
Or they did back then.
Right.
That's
No,
for
they
sure.
did because it was hard to climb out of a hole, too. I think it's easier now.
How about that stat about Georgia trying to go back to back to back?
That's
which
amazing. Dog.
Hasn't happened since 1934 through 36.
The fact that we just keep hearing about what we like now. We heard Shannon Terry and them on earlier yesterday, and a lot of people have this same thought process. The parity. That's what everybody's leaning on. You keep talking about the parity, but here we are having a conversation about a team that is has an opportunity to go for a three-peat in today's day and age with the transfer portal the way it is, with NIL. Like, hey, man, Kirby, I heard Ben Jones say it on Buck's show. I think the roadblock for them was.
By the way, how great was Ben Jones
That was really
today?
good.
That was
really,
good. That was good radio.
Really good.
Good job, Buck.
The roadblock for them was to get over the hump and finally in those big games get the one big game. And once they get it, now they feel like they know how to win. The talent has always been there. Mm-hmm. So now Georgia feel. When you hear the players when they were talking, that man said, "What's the K3, the corner? We're eating off the floor this year." Like, they still got that mentality, like everything goes through us. You know what I mean? We ain't won nothing. So that's what you want. That's what Alabama had when they were running off their championships.
That's a big thing he learned there.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And there it is. And there it is.
You want as a player to hear that.
Yeah.
Be like, screw what we already did.
Yeah, you ain't earned nothing. That team did. The one that just left.
I only got a few years of this.
Yeah. And then you got to imagine all those players at Georgia that go out and go to the league are young guys. So they only get a little bit of time. So the guys waiting in waiting, Those are the ones that's knocking on the door like, hey, man, we need to make our legacy too. So, man, you love that. That's competition. Spirit of competition, iron sharpening iron. I like where they are. I got to see it done, though, because I don't believe in the quarterback yet. Just saying.
No, I'm right there with you, actually.
But that's just because it's unknown.
Hey, exactly. So I don't believe in them. Another one, the one that is known, and I'm trying to figure out why everybody keeps talking about this, Jaden Daniels as Heisman. I can't figure this part out to save my life. I can't figure this out.
You're saying that he's in the Heisman conversation?
How's he even in that conversation?
I don't know.
How is he in that conversation? Well, you got your boy up at the game you called towards the end of the season in the West Coast.
Washington. Michael Penix Jr.
Him, Caleb
IU
Williams,
transfer.
Cade Mays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys out here. What did Jaden Daniels do? What did he do to make you say, oh, this is what we're looking for?
He was much better the back half of the year.
Right. And so, like, you could see the light turned on in his stats. Like, people get enamored with the rushing stats from a quarterback. He led the team in rushing with almost 900 rush yards. So you think that, like, that's going to improve this year. But I'm with you on him. I mean, I think the range between the ceiling and the floor is pretty good, pretty great, actually.
And if
like, what do you got?
If his passing is what it's supposed to be, he's not leading them in rushing. He was running because that man couldn't throw. He had to shake him by the shoulders.
Usually.
And tell him, man, hey, man, let the ball go.
Yeah.
This ain't high school. Let it go. Give him an opportunity. Boots ain't running open, man. Give him an opportunity.
We're not looking for high school open.
Come on, man.
That was his line, Brian Kelly.
This man is in the Heisman race?
Yeah. But the other part.
I mean, it's preseason hype.
Babs, I don't even care.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I told you from the get-go. I wasn't impressed with him at Arizona State.
Yeah.
Somebody released a list. It was a 24/7 Sports. Somebody released a list. Top 20 players in the SEC. Jaden Daniels was 4.
That's tough, man. I'm not.
But to your point, like 895 yards rushing, to me indicates one read guy and gone.
I'm gone.
Yeah,
and that's what the problem was. Bote was walking out of the walking to the sideline like, man, y'all not throwing me the ball. I'm not running no route. Remember, they was clashing.
Yep.
Him and Brian Kelly, they was clashing. I mean, they was clashing at first. Come on, man. No. And all of a sudden, he's a Heisman. Yeah.
Well, and I want to say that they they have some talented.
No, they got some dogs.
Yes.
Now,
and they have a dog behind him.
Now, understand what I'm saying, everybody. I'm not talking about them in the national championship contention, nothing like that. They got some dogs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this young man as a Heisman candidate.
Zeph just sent us the list. Top 20 SEC players for the 23 season. 24/7 Sports. Number 1, Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia. Best player in the country, not named Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Harold Perkins, hell of a linebacker at LSU. Kool-Aid McKinstry, the cornerback at Alabama, who will be here tomorrow. And then Jaden Daniels, number 4. There are no Tennessee players on this list. There is an Auburn player, Jay James, cornerback.
Alabama was the corner.
What about?
Was anybody from Georgia?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 20.
That makes sense.
That's 30%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no,
South Carolina got a corner.
Whose list is this?
24/7.
Yeah.
This is Alabama. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Harold Perkins is
4.
Top 3.
Real deal.
He top 3.
Half of the list is Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah. See, that's wrong. LSU should be on there. I'm just saying the quarterback should.
What is is KJ Jeffers on there?
He's 11.
See what I'm saying?
Amarius Mims is a hell of a
What
player.
about the running back for Arkansas, Raheem Sanders? Ain't that his name?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be on that list.
Number 8.
What's the running back coming back for A&M? Didn't he come back? A-Chain? What's his name?
No, he's A-Chain's gone.
What am I thinking about, though? Ole Miss don't.
No, you're thinking of A&M. And
that's A&M, okay.
Man.
But you see where I'm at with it, though. We just, hey, y'all, all I'm telling the listeners, man, we're getting our feet wet in this SEC thing. That's all we're saying. You know what I mean? Work with us. Hold on. We'll be right there.
Anais Smith. Thank for Texas.
There you go.
He's not on this list, but he will be a player.
Yeah,
he's wide receiver.
/ running back.
He's
They put him
everything.
everywhere.
Everything.
They
Like,
put him everywhere.
yeah, you talked about it yesterday, wasn't it? How
Yep.
many games they lost after he went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about impact.
They were 4-0.
6 straight.
And then lost 6
Come on
straight.
now. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Like,
We're
like
3-1.
What we doing?
But they did lose 6 straight. Yeah. What else is going on?
Got my
SEC.
got my blood pressure up. My blood pressure up. Anybody got any blood pressure pills? Mine's up.
Kirby's like, I got a pill for everything.
Let me hear myself. Let me go up a little higher.
Let's hear what the SEC Director of Officials, John McDade, had to say about how they evaluate their officials. That's cut number 2, Zeph.
We have metrics that we use. We grade every game. Every flag that's thrown, we grade whether it's correct or incorrect. If we don't have a flag thrown, we evaluate whether or not we missed a foul that we should have had a flag down. We have 2 main ratios we use from those statistics. If I'm talking about a specific official, what's your ratio of your correct calls to incorrect calls? And what's your ratio of correct calls to your missed calls? In the replay booth, we look at things like, what's your percentage of correct outcomes? What's the number of missed stops we had where there's compelling video evidence that we should have stopped the game, but we failed to do so? What's the number of reviews we have that are longer than 2 minutes? And what's our overturn percentage? Replay is predicated on the idea of correcting obvious errors. It's also predicated on the notion that we're looking to stop the game only when there's compelling video evidence to do so. And so if you're stopping the game and let's say 80% of the time you're either confirming or you're going with stands, we're stopping the game too much. We're interjecting ourselves into the game, impacting the flow of the game, and not coming out with any different ruling than what was ruled on the field.
I mean, that's true. When the officials are noticed, that's a problem. They typically are. But it's interesting to hear him talk about how in-depth they are evaluated.
Yeah.
I still think one guy should be made available after the game to talk about calls that were made.
He is.
The head.
Oh, that's right.
He is,
That's
but
right. But you don't get anything.
I mean,
What we gonna say?
yeah.
Man, y'all should have seen me right there. I knew I messed it
Yeah, they changed that. Yeah.
I felt it in my soul. I messed it up. I couldn't take it back, though.
Remember in the spring games a few years ago when they allowed like media people to be officials at spring games?
No, they did it. COVID stopped it basically because of spring games. But
Clay Travis went down and did the Alabama game.
No, he did not. Oh, jeez. I bet he was terrible.
He said pass interference was a difficult one.
They're all difficult. People forget how fast it is down there.
The game is fast.
It is so fast down there. It's way.
Especially in this conference.
Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you. Hey, by the way, Savage, Ramon, pointed out, you said Cade May.
Cade Mays.
Who was Cade
Cade Mays. Basketball? North Carolina. It's Drake May is the quarterback.
Yep, you're right, Savage. Yep.
He said Drake May.
It's all right. It's all in the family.
He said if Cade win it, Savage, we going off.
Now, is that the center?
No, that's the offensive lineman for Tennessee.
Yeah, that's the center.
Cooper Mays and Cade
Cooper Mays and Cade Mays. Yeah, okay, yeah. My bad, y'all. Everybody know what I'm talking about, though.
But that is in the chat.
See, that's what I'm saying. What's the name? He got me flustered.
Jay
Daniels, man, he got me flustered. Maybe he's gonna do that to defenses this year. Have them flustered. Like, what is he doing? Why he throwing the ball?
Maybe he'll be a lot better. I mean, he's got those slight shoulders, though.
Nah, see, I wanted to chase him down so I could see, like, the girth.
He's tall.
Hey, that was wrong.
We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
The body build. Yo. What's happening, good people? Listen, man, your guy Ron Slay right here, and you know with the weight loss, it's like the game of life. You don't want to be dribbling in circles, man. You want to have a direction you're going and get there. That's why I chose Awaken 180 weight loss. This ain't one of those yo-yo diets. Nah, this program's all about the long haul. Think about it. There's more than enough folks out there looking to shed some pounds, so why try to keep the same ones in a revolving door? That don't make sense, do it? Awaken 180, they ain't playing that type of game. They're about helping you drop that weight once and for all. And here's the best part. You pay one time. Learn the ins and outs of healthy living, and then it's yours to keep. Plus, they got your back, man. They're going to give you free lifelong support. Look, I dropped 22 pounds in the first 4 weeks, 45 overall, and I haven't put a pound back on yet. Don't get caught up in a never-ending cycle. Reach for the buzzer-beating shot with Awaken 180. Reserve your consultation at awaken180weightloss.com. Play the long game. Y'all call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Awaken 180.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay broadcasting live from SEC Media Days. Coverage on 104.5 The Zone. Live from Radio Row at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. Everybody wants to get here. The College Football Playoff. Executive Director of the College Football Playoff, Bill Hancock, joins us. Bill, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm great. Thank you for having me on again.
Well, we've enjoyed the 4. Can't wait for the 12, but we'll get there later. This Georgia,
I think it's now. I'm counting the months. I believe it's 16 months.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So
this Georgia football team, the last couple of years, to see that stat. I don't know if you've seen this stat, but we haven't had a three-peat in college football since 1934-36, Minnesota Gophers. It's been a heck of a run for this group.
the talent level is remarkable. And, of course, he does a great job with them. And then their staff is terrific. The university puts a lot of resources into football. They, like so many others, understand the importance of football as a front porch to the university. And look at the applications. Every time a school does what Georgia's done, the applications from prospective students go through the roof.
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
Bill Hancock with us on 3HL. So you're going into your last year with these responsibilities, retiring February 2025, I read. What does this year look like for you? Are you trying to embrace it, trying to take it in, or are you just going through your job as you do your job?
Well, my whole career has been let's embrace what we have. My 16 years with the NCAA Men's Final Four, loved every minute of it. And now this will be my 19th season in postseason football. We have a 4-team tournament to put on. And let's not forget that. People will be talking about every week, oh, if there were 12, these would be the 12 in there. Well, there's not. There's 4.
Yeah.
So
that will happen, by the way. I'm sure.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sure we won't do that.
It's already happening.
You sure you won't do that? What do you mean you've already started doing
Yeah, we did it last year, actually.
We actually took last year's teams and said, if it was 12.
Yeah. I mean, well, at least we don't have to wait to 2026.
But we, I work with the selection committee, and that's kind of why I get to go on radio so often. But we also put on the event. And putting on the event is a big deal, and we have to get ready for the new 12-team event. And there's lots of details, including the 4 games on campus. Nothing like that's ever happened in our level of football before. Right. So you got to figure out how to sell the tickets. You got to figure out what hotel the band uses. And you have to get ready for, I think by November we'll probably know maybe 30-some schools, cities that could have this. Well, that's still a lot of cities.
Yes.
Where you have to get ready. So the excitement.
Just a couple of months.
So the excitement of getting ready and thinking about getting ready is kind of what I'm working on right now.
I didn't think about that. It's not like you can plan ahead of time with the on-campus, games. And
you can't. And we really decided if it is 30, whatever the number is, we're going to have to get those 30 communities ready.
Right.
And with 26 of them, they won't have any games.
Yeah.
But, maybe they will the next year. But we have to have that experience at all the games, but particularly the first weekend, be significant. If you think about it, with the new playoff, a lot of teams' postseason experience will be a one-night trip to Tuscaloosa. Mm-hmm. Austin, Norman, State College, Columbus. Name your city, Knoxville.
Right,
Let's go
ball for life. Ball for life. We got 2 of them over here, Bill.
I'll tell you though,
since you mentioned it,
but if they get to go to Knoxville, they will be in one of the truly beautiful cities in our country.
No doubt.
Truly. Anyway, so that'll be different. They're not going to go to the beach. They won't go to the Bahamas. They won't go to Nashville for a bowl game. Their trip will be a one-night trip to Norman.
Wow.
It's crazy to think about the growth of college football. Just in my lifetime with the AP poll and the UPI poll, and then you mentioned the postseason and the BCS and will a playoff work, and now we've got 4 teams and we're going to 12, and you look at the college football playoff last year, for example, and the amount of interest, it's just unbelievable.
Right. The game keeps growing, and we love that, and all of our surveys show we're doing great. But we can grow.
Yeah.
We need to get stronger in the Northeast, frankly, and we have to work on that. I think the 12 will bring that in. We need to keep the West whole and involved and strong. That's one thing about the playoff. With 6 conference champions, there will be a conference champion from every corner of the country.
Right.
So 6 conference champions, 6 at-large teams. I think it's a good balance. I like that about 12.
Can you take us behind the scenes because I remember you were so funny with us every time we would have you on.
I don't think I was funny. Was I funny?
Yes, you were funny.
No,
Bill, you were funny.
Is that funny? Like try the veal, tip your waitress? Are we talking that kind of funny?
Try the veal. You'll be here all day.
Okay, Don. Sorry.
No, but we would always poke you on the whole expansion talk, and you I mean, just brilliant at pushing it off. But so take us behind the scenes on the expansion talk, on how it all happened, what everybody thinks.
It had to be unanimous. We are a LLC company, and all the members had to vote for it. And you read about what happened where we had 8 who strongly wanted to expand and 3 of our members did not. And so it failed. And we had a great plan we put out, and it turned out to be, 10 months later, our board said, you will expand and do it as soon as you can. But there were people who didn't want to do it. Figure it out.
Yep.
There were 3 conferences that just didn't think it was time to do it. And it really came down to one word: participation. Just why did you expand, Mr. Hancock? Participation. More schools, more players have a chance to compete.
Yeah.
And our boardroom has changed a lot, as you know, with the new commissioners. And every time one person would leave, the culture changed. But we got there, we're there, everybody's on board, and we've got our sleeves rolled up working on the details.
So this is your last year as the executive director, but you do not retire until February 2025. So you will be involved in advising the process, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
I will. I will. There will be a search committee. They'll hire somebody who's going to be better than I am. I know that. And whoever it is, he or she. And then I will, whenever they bring the person on, I will stay working side by side with the person as long as the person wants me to. I don't want to be in the way.
Right.
But I have a lot of institutional knowledge that will be helpful.
And you see what works and what doesn't.
And furthermore, I'm funny.
You are funny.
Trying to be or not trying to be.
He'll be here all week. Bill Hancock, executive director of the College Football Playoff. It'll be here before we know it. Yep. Thanks. Always good to see you. Appreciate the time.
Great to see y'all. Anytime. Take care.
Right, more 3HL next on 104.5 The Zone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're no longer letting you know that it's getting hot out there. It's hot. It's hot out there, man. And if your HVAC unit ain't up to speed, then you got trouble on your hands. But we do have an opportunity for you to go and get that taken care of. It's only one that can get it done, Babs.
Yeah, that would be Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, the heating and cooling company that can take care of all of those HVAC needs, family-owned and operated. And when they say family, they mean it. I'm talking back in 2011 when Kevin opened the doors, and now his whole family works for the company, and all they want to do is make sure that you are taken care of, you are happy, and that you're cool in the summer and you're warm in the winter.
I can attest to this. Taylor's been out to my house 2 or 3 times. I call them out just to check, because that's what they do. They'll come check. Man,
just come look at it, just in case.
Check it out, man. But a little info for you guys. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is the proud York Certified Comfort Expert Company, and are always backed by a 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. So dive into that. When you need the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs, that's Spring Hill Heating and Cooling.
SpringHillAC.com. Call them.
Good evening from day 2 of SEC Media Days. I'm Joe Hunk. The Tennessee Vols have the time for their home opener against Austin Peay on September 9th. That is going to be a 4 p.m. Central kickoff. Now remember, that's not going to be on your regular television. You're going to have to find that on the SEC Network Plus. Also happening tonight, right up the street, as long as there's no rain, Nashville Sounds, Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp getting ready for a 6-game set. 6:35 first pitch. You can watch that on MLB TV. And 9 different teams had rookies report to camp today, including the Chiefs, the Giants, as well as the team the Titans will take on in Week 1, the New Orleans Saints. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from SEC Media Days. Coverage on The Zone, live from Radio Row at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and Advanced Restoration. Gary Stokan joins us now at the table, CEO and president of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The Aflac kickoff game is coming up, too. We need to talk about that. Gary, what's up? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing
Great
well.
to be in your city.
Man, I'm still buzzing off that Peach Bowl, that Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl last year.
24.5 million viewers.
I was one of them.
It's in the top 20 all-time of cable TV broadcasts.
Isn't that crazy?
That's how you deliver.
And that was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
If it wasn't New Year's Eve, it would have been about like 25, 26, 27 million viewers. It's unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing where college football is? I know you've been in this world for a long time, and it's just, we were just talking with Bill Hancock about the growth of the sport, man. It's just
I think
phenomenal.
it's at its precipice right now and is going to grow even bigger with the playoff. And if we can get our act together between NIL, signing date, transfer portal, the playoff, we got so many issues right now that the conference commissioners really have to unite. And it's interesting because they're all diverse backgrounds, but they've got to get on the same page, because without a commissioner of college football, they've got to be the ones to really pull this together. And I've talked to Tommy Tuberville numerous times. He and Joe Manchin are working bipartisan, Democrat and Republican, trying to get a bill together to have federal legislation in Congress to put guardrails on the NIL, which is what we need, because right now, state to state, it's different. It's hard for recruiting purposes, and it'll get it out of pay for play, which is what we need. So,
which goes to your point.
Dawn
just made that
I've
point.
been harping it.
We were talking with Dan Wetzel from Yahoo Sports about that, and she was like, I mean, I wouldn't mind a situation where they don't get the money until they're actually on campus.
Well, I think one of the things we've got to do is we got to remember we're intercollegiate athletics. There's something about, and I know, obviously you played basketball and I played basketball. To get an offer to get a scholarship is number one. It's great.
Right.
Number two, we got to get these kids degrees, right? And then when we get them a degree, all these collectives and these donor money, instead of pay for play to get a 17, 18-year-old to your campus, they should be there to, after 98% of these kids graduate, get them a degree, graduate, get them a job. All these donors and alumni should be doing that instead of pay for play on the front side, because we keep focusing on the 1 or 2% that are going to go pro. They're 98%, and I'm talking about swimmers to soccer players to whatever. Let's give them jobs, because everybody has to pick up a lunch pail at some point. Right.
Well, ultimately, they're looking. I need more 5 stars than you do, so we got to win. So
and that's great. Yeah. But not all those 5 stars are going to wind up in the NBA.
Right.
Or not all those 5 stars are going to come in the NFL. And even if they do make it to the NFL stands for not for long. Mm-hmm. And the average lifespan is 3 years or less. You don't make money in the pros in the NFL until you get to the free agency year, which is the 4th year. So these kids are 26, 27 coming out of the NFL. They got to pick up a lunch pail because they don't have the kind of money to retire for the rest of their life.
Yep. I love Gary Stokan with us, CEO, president of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I love these kickoff games. I remember as a kid watching Tennessee play Iowa at the Kickoff Classic, and then they did another one the next year. What changes with the Aflac kickoff game? Anything other than title sponsor?
Yeah, no, we've got Georgia Tech, Louisville this year. We'll start an ACC conference game.
Yes.
And then next year we got a blockbuster, Georgia and Clemson.
Yep.
And then the next year we've got 2 games. Tennessee will play Syracuse, and Virginia Tech will play South Carolina. So that's our lineup, 4 games over the next 3 years. And Aflac's a great partner. They're Georgia-based. They're a Fortune 500 company. They've given $168 million to start the Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorder Center at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. We've given $20 million, where we now have 12 trials, everything from neuroblastoma to leukemia, where we have 37 kids in those trials. And our leukemia trial is moving toward, it's been tested in animals, tested in adults. It's now going to be tested in kids. They're opening a trial, phase 2, for 50 kids. If it works in those 50 kids, they're going to open it nationwide.
Wow.
And if it works through that, it could become an FDA-approved drug, hopefully at some point down the road. But we're using college football to do greater good. We've given $61 million back in charity since 2002. Wow. We're the most charitable bowl organization in the country. And we were founded in 1968, the 9th oldest bowl game, but the first bowl game founded to give back in charity. And we maintain that in our mission.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So as we move, that's incredible. This is why we do what we do, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yep. So the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, moving forward into the 12-team playoff, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. This year we'll have 2 teams provided by the CFP to us to play the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl year 10 of the 12-year contract. Year 11, we move to the 12-team playoff, where we'll host either on December 31st or January 1st a quarterfinal game with either number 1, 2, 3, or 4, the top 4 ranked conference champs. Will play against, a team that either hosts a home game in the playoff or is a visitor, whoever wins that game.
Right.
And then the next year we'll host the semifinal of the CFP in the 12th year, the final year of the CFP contract. Moving forward, obviously, CFP's got to negotiate still the TV contracts for 11 and 12 years, 2024 and 25. And then 2026, who knows what it's going to look like. They'll learn from the playoffs in 24 and 25. They're thinking that's what they're going to continue, but continue it with more TV networks, and they still have to negotiate that. And then they'll start to negotiate the bowl games after that.
As a bowl game, were you excited about the 12-team moving up to 2024?
It's interesting. We were very successful, obviously, like we talked about in last year's game.
Amazing.
But I think there will be more people watching the playoff because you have more games, number 1.
Right.
Number 2, we've missed the West Coast. We were the last team to have a West Coast in the playoff. We had Washington, number 4, in 2016.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So it's been that long since there's been a West Coast team, so you're missing all that. And the implications of that are JT Daniel, Bryce Young, DJ that played at Clemson, now at Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, CJ Stroud, those guys are all California kids that didn't go to USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington.
Yep.
They all came east because they saw that Alabama and Clemson has been playing in the playoffs. So once you make this 12-team playoff, the good thing is you got West Coast now involved. Secondly, you got 30, 40, maybe upward of 50 schools that are still in the hunt in October and November. Whereas right now, you have 2 losses, you're out.
Yeah.
No team with 2 losses has made the CFP playoff in the first 9 years. So, again, that all is going to help high school recruiting because college football is going to get more viewership, more interest, and that's all great for the game.
I'm curious about the attendance portion of it.
Great question.
Yeah, because some people say, okay, well, they save their money to go to a bowl game with their team, but now it's a quarterfinal game or a semifinal game and then possible championship. But are they going to make it? What do you think happens?
I think it's one of the unintended consequences that we're not aware of right now. I think that's number 1 because you're going to go to a conference championship game. Let's say you're an SEC team. You're going to Atlanta.
Yep.
Now you're maybe going to a quarterfinal, maybe a first-round game away to Ohio State, then to a Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta, then to a semifinal maybe in the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, by the way, you got Christmas to pay for in between all that. So that's a lot of money for people to pay, right? And you're going to have to travel and do all this, hotels and everything, within a week.
Yeah.
You can't plan 2 months out and get good rates.
Right.
It's going to be within a week. So those algorithms of those airlines and hotels are going to push those prices up, right?
Yeah, that's
so
a great
that's
point.
an unintended consequence you got to think about. That's why I think they need the bowl games for the quarters and semis, because right now we have a season ticket base, a one-game season ticket base at the Peach Bowl. The people don't know who's going to play in our game, but they buy the ticket every year.
Right, because that's part of the beauty in that.
That's right.
You know?
And so we've got, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, 40 to 40,000 tickets sold already. So when you add the two teams, you got to sell out, right? And so I think that's why the bowls are important moving forward. And then the other unintended consequences, you've played the game. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, most kids are banged up at the end of a season. I don't care whether it's basketball, football, you're hurt. The easiest way to get really hurt is when you're hurt. And a lot of these kids are going to get a number one draft card at the end of their conference championship game, which signing bonus is $20 million. That's generational money.
Yep.
Now, are you going to play if you're hurt? And let's say you're going to go to Ohio State. Then you win that game, you got to go to Alabama, toughest team you've ever played. Then you got to go play Georgia. Then you got to go play Michigan.
Right. So you're talking about 16.
The toughest teams you've played. You're already hurt, and you got generational money.
In the most physical
and you got
sport.
And you got parents and you got agents in your ears.
Yep.
Another unintended consequence that I think we're going to learn about once we have the playoffs in 24 and 25.
Love it. Always love these conversations with you, Gary Stoken, CEO, president of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The Aflac kickoff game coming up as well. We're excited,
Come on, you got to give me an Aflac.
I did it earlier.
I've been doing it all day.
I
just had a conference call with Aflac, and I've been telling them, I've been talking about the game. I said, you guys owe me a royalty because I got it down now.
You got the duck. Got the duck down.
Slay go. Where's
yours? There you go.
Okay.
I got him. Let me know.
I bet Ed Orgeron could do a good one.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
All right. Gary, good to see you, man. Thank you.
Thanks for
good luck with everything.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Great work. All right. More 3HL live from SEC Media Days next on 104.5 The Zone. Appreciate it.
What's happening, people, man? Listen, it's Ron Slay here, and I got something serious to talk to you about, man. I'm talking about some stem cell therapy, man, holistic stem cell therapy, nothing like you heard of before, nothing like all of the hate that you hear around it, man. This is non-controversial stem cell therapy involving fetal embryonic stem cells, none of that, replicating someone else's. No, this is yours. This is your own cells. And it's not a drug, so you don't have to worry about the FDA. That's not what it is. This is God-given. This is in your body. You can dive into this, man. I'm diving in. My appointment is already set up next week to go out here, and I got to get rid of this inflammation and stuff. I got to be able to get back out here and compete. Your body is going to heal itself. They're going to harvest it and redeploy based on your needs. Stem cells attack inflammation in the body and known autoimmune disorders derived from inflammation, man. So let Dr. Kellum get ahead of this. Now, Dr. Kellum is solidified. He is now signed on with the Titans, so you need to watch out for it. Visit KellumStemCellInstitute.com. That's KELLUM StemCellInstitute.com or call 615-850-4415 today.
Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a new car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, maybe pre-owned car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you're looking for, they will be able to help you out. My guy Daniel Gupton and his crew ready to help you. No pressure from them at all. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you, and that's what's going to happen when you go see my guys at 3450 Tom Austin Highway, beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Take 24 west to exit 35. It's about 9 miles outside the city, then a straight shot and a beautiful drive into the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. Take your test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. You can check them out online right now. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All of the dealership information is there. The inventory is there as well. And that's how you can find out everything you need to know about Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Go check them out. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Yeah.
You all right over there, big man?
Yeah, get my throat clear. I'm ready now. Let me get some water.
Let me clear my throat.
It's been a long day. A long early day. Mm-hmm.
Long week. It's only Tuesday.
Ooh.
That's amazing. I feel like I done did more in these last 2 days than I did all of last week.
It's funny, like when you come
that might be accurate.
when you come to this event, like we do the best job we can in terms of telling the story of what is going on, what the issues are, and all those things. And it's a big benefit to have all the shows from the station here. But when you come here and you just start talking with people all day, and in some cases sitting and waiting and things like that, you actually forget that there's a real world out there. And like you almost get trapped in your own environment.
Right. Totally agree.
Which is a great environment when you're talking SEC football and you live in this part of the country.
SEC bubble.
Tomorrow, Alabama coach Nick Saban will be here.
Everybody get off the road.
By the way, when we walked into the Grand Hyatt, there were already Alabama fans down in the lobby today.
I wonder how deep they're going to come tomorrow, though. Because there's a lot of Alabama fans up here.
Deep undercover.
I can't wait to see. They better not let me down. You little Alabama fans that be doing all that talking, I need to see y'all tomorrow. Show up. I need to see you show up.
How pissed do you think Bama fans are that Georgia's won 2 in a row and are in position to do it again?
That's a
it's hard to be pissed when you won 5 out of the last 10.
That's the only thing. I think they're side-eyeing them.
But who coached him? Who coached him is a question. We need to know who coached him to teach like that.
That's the voice.
You know you're going to hear that tomorrow.
That's the voice you're going to come in.
You know you're going to hear that tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it was from the Saban tree. I mean, that's actual factuals. So I just wonder, though, like, is how long would 2 would that soothe them? Like, it's like, look, rubbing their back, you little Georgia fans. They go 2 championships, get out the way. Or do they got to have 3?
Dude, if
are they greedy enough for 3?
If I'm Georgia, I want that 3rd one because I want that stat.
Now, if you get to 3.
First 3 in a row since 1934 to 36, I want that stat.
I don't think the talking stops. If I'm a Georgia fan, like, y'all can get ready for me to be beyond obnoxious. 3 in a row? My voice.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, Babs.
You know why? It's because it's so dang cold in this building.
First of all, I love that.
Why are hotels always so cold?
I'll give you that today. Yeah. It's cold today.
It is a little cool.
It was the same yesterday.
Guess what? It'll be the same tomorrow.
It sure will.
Hey, prepare yourself.
I brought a jacket.
All right, where is it?
I don't know. I just don't have it on. It's in the bottom of my bag. Do you ever do
Which
that?
bag? You bring so many bags to the hotel.
I have 2 bags, but they're packed and they're full, and it's in the bottom of my bag.
What percentage of the things in those bags do you actually use?
I would probably say like 70%.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's high. I was waiting for 10.
I did. I thought that too. I was
no,
say 30.
You saw me eating my Cheez-Its
sure
in my
did,
bag. You saw me
mop them. We was outside having a conversation.
Could have left that out, Slay.
Slay. He tells it all. Alan Bell tweeted out this from Sportsline. The analytical difference from 10,000 simulations with DeAndre Hopkins versus not DeAndre Hopkins in Tennessee with the Titans. So before DeAndre Hopkins, they simulate the schedule and come up with 7.9 wins. So 8 and
so that's hitting over.
8 and 9.
Wasn't it 7.5?
That's before DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. With DeAndre Hopkins, 8.3 wins. So still 8 wins, but that's a half a game.
Yeah, you got a possibility of getting
Listen, man, if you can win half a game, you can win the full game.
See.
Then you're talking 9 and 8, and then you're talking you could win that division.
I'm
tell that to Atlanta in 2017.
They're gonna win that division. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
They did win half a game, and then became Nathaniel.
Yep, because of Nathaniel.
In that second half. Win percentage before DeAndre Hopkins, 46.5%. With DeAndre Hopkins, 48.8%. Win the division. 20.9 without him, 26 with him.
I'm telling you. I bet on it yesterday.
Make the playoffs. 31% before. 38% with him.
They're going to be in the playoffs.
38%. You're so confident with that 38%.
Yeah, man.
That's still low.
That's still high. It's a lot of teams out there.
Okay, well, not the division.
They're going to win that division.
This is just making the playoffs.
They just, man, I don't know who this little computer is.
Winning the conference. Winning the AFC.
That is
1.2 to 1.9. That's almost double.
Now, that's tough right there.
Yeah, but it's almost double.
Yeah, yeah. See, you want me to pump down a little bit, I'm going to pump down. I'm
trying
pumped
to
down
pump
right
you
there.
up.
Yeah, you went too far.
It's almost double.
I can't see that far. That's in 24.
Win the Super Bowl. 0.4 without him, 0.7 with him.
Hey, that's a jump.
Double.
That's
So
a shot in the arm.
So you're saying there's a chance.
He's saying there's a chance. Super Bowl bound. Here we come, Vegas.
That's from our friend Alan Bell at Sportsline.
Hey, B&M always breaking down numbers. They're crunching numbers. Man.
They simulate everything 10,000 times. I'm in on some baseball tonight.
I am too. I jumped in. I caught that.
You saw some A-bets?
Yep.
All right.
Quite a bit of them.
Yeah, again, tomorrow, Alabama, Arkansas. Sam Pittman will be here. Changing the offense.
That's
with KJ Jefferson will be here.
I love
that
Pittman.
big dude walking through here.
Thought that little tight end, that little DN was big. The edge guy, I stand corrected. They got him out of the portal from Vanderbilt. It was Mississippi State. Edge guy.
Yeah, I got
so
you.
I kept saying Vanderbilt's guy, but that was Mississippi State. They
So,
got him from Vanderbilt.
If Jaden Daniels had really narrow shoulders, KJ Jefferson, not so much.
No. I want to see what he looks like this year.
This year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was
'Cause we
already
saw him
big.
last year.
Yeah, he was huge last year.
Yeah.
I want to know is he going to come back looking like Will Levis? Because Will Levis came rocked up.
Yeah, he was. You're right.
Chiseled.
Did we talk to him? We talked to KJ last year, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now they're the first team tomorrow morning. That's right. That was the ring I rocked.
Yep.
So he is here. Florida is here. Billy Napier.
Yep.
Man, Vegas hates them.
I ain't heard it's no buzz.
There's no talk about Florida. Maybe that's a good thing for them.
It's a great
thing
for
the coach. It
Yeah.
is for sure. Yeah.
It's a great thing for them. Fly under the radar, then use a game or two to get it together and maybe surprise some people in the league.
Yeah. Hey, well, yeah, they got to have some. They've never had a problem with talent. They got to put something together, Napier. You got a lot of coaches.
Quarterback play.
Yeah.
We'll see what's up. Kentucky, Mark Stoops will be here. And again, this is another quarterback situation. What are you going to get from the North Carolina State transfer? Because if you go 2 years back, dude had a great season. But what does that how does that translate into the SEC?
I know he got some weapons at receiver.
Do you take anything from who these teams bring nowadays?
I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know.
Or like position-wise, or you've got, two guys on the defensive side of the ball and one offensive guy. Although South Carolina's bringing a punter, so.
Yeah, see, I don't know what to take from it. I would expect you to bring your leaders.
You went, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I would.
So the one day.
Remember, he's complaining because it's
Basketball
not
SEC Media
anywhere
Day.
near the
Yeah,
same.
I probably was down there for an hour. Shot me straight back. Set me at a table, a round table. All the reporters attacked me. And we talked. Then it was over. That fast. That was amazing. So to see this, like.
There weren't like tables broadcasting live.
No.
So you're saying it doesn't just mean more in basketball.
It does. It just means more.
It does now.
More.
It just
with
means
football.
more in football.
Yeah, there you go.
You got two more.
Yeah, it means more in basketball.
So when Slay came to SEC Media Days for the first time, walking around, and I think Sankey was standing right next to us when you said those.
Yeah, I told him.
You told him.
Yeah, he told Sankey.
Yeah, that's right. You, I was like, what do you think, man? He was like, well, what did you say?
Well, it just means more in football. We had no experience. Like, man,
was it just you that flew down as a player, or were there multiple players?
I think Higgins went with us. John Higgins.
John
went
Higgins.
With us. Yep. Me, him, and Buzz. Yep. Vince was the only one went the year before, though.
In your little Tennessee plane?
Yeah, the legit. We was rolling, baby.
Hey, you got the jet. That's good.
Did it make you nervous?
No, I love the jet. That was the same jet I got on my on my recruiting visit.
You're big guys be sitting on a jet like that.
Yeah, I was on there by myself on recruiting visit. Ain't nobody
I
rolling
was
in there.
just I just asked that, like, if it meant to you anything to you who they bring. Like, Auburn brought Elijah McAllister, who is a transfer from Vanderbilt, the senior linebacker.
Okay.
I mean, and he's brand new,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so that got to be a guy.
So I
would
wonder
think.
if he just earned it or what. And it, like, Auburn, all of Auburn's guys are seniors,
Yeah.
you know. Whereas, who's the only sophomore? Y'all remember?
Tomorrow it's all juniors and seniors.
Right. Trying to remember who it was.
All juniors and seniors today.
Was it LSU?
Maybe it was LSU.
Yeah.
I got it. And it's like, well, no, I didn't write down.
I can't
yours.
remember.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. This is bad radio. Bad.
Right. Work with us, y'all.
Really bad radio.
Just work
Honk.
with us.
Let's hear from. Did y'all say Brent Venables said some stuff today?
Oh. Well, it wasn't today, but
Sophomore is the running back from Ole Miss.
Ole Miss running back. That's right. Remember?
Thank you, Hunt.
Right on top of that.
So,
Honk.
Zeph, let's hear from Brent Venables. And he mentions Coach Prime at Colorado. What's he talking about?
So you're going to talk about a culture change and, a resetting of the standards and what the expectations are. I gave guys 12 months of grace, and I was unlike Dion. I gave guys 12 months of grace to figure it out. Here's the 3. Go to class, live right off the field, and when you show up over here, man, you show up with respect and appreciation for your opportunity. And if you go 0 for 3 for 12 months, you need a fresh start. So we help 21 guys, give or take, find a fresh start.
Why did he have to insert Dion into that?
I don't.
If I'm Dion, I love it. Hey, Oklahoma coach,
Yeah,
thanks for
talking
talking about us.
I mean, it's a pretty big topic around coaching circles.
Clearly that.
And how Dion handled that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he basically just went in there and cleaned house. What he did, and I'm not faulting. Don't get me wrong. It's what he wanted to do. It was important to him. It was. I mean, you hear about it all the time. You have to change the culture, and sometimes in order to change the culture, you've got to get the right players in there, and you have to make sure that they buy in. And if they don't buy in, boom. I mean, I remember Mike Leach talking about it when he first got to Mississippi State, because he was like, it's going to take a year to trickle out those that aren't going to be on the same side of the fence that you want them in. And I remember when he was at Washington State, I went and looked it up, and like 19 players transferred or quit or left or whatever after the first year of him taking over at Washington State. So I'm not faulting Dion for it, but most coaches will give kids a chance to listen and learn and buy in to their culture, whereas Dion never really gave them that chance. If he saw that they weren't good enough for what he wanted, straight got rid of them, and that's frowned upon.
Yeah, so that was my take. Like what you said. I mean, clearly there has to be some talk amongst coaches that are frustrated,
absolutely,
about how Colorado was handled. But the other thing, from a Dion perspective, say my name. Keep talking about me.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have to pay for that. Bring it, because Colorado has had one season with more than 5 wins.
In irrelevancy.
Since 2007. One. And that was Mike McIntyre when he had that 10-4 team out of nowhere. He's from here, by the way. So Colorado's been irrelevant for so long.
Yeah. Well, Prime's not going to let that go by.
He already responded?
Yeah, he tweeted.
What did he say?
About 5 hours ago. Will someone please help me track down who put the lie out that was a response to the latest coach's attack on CU Buffs football? Please help me identify the liar. God bless. So basically,
God bless.
Saying that Prime didn't give the lie, that they weren't given a chance to buy into the culture and whatever else. So that was Prime. Now, I'll say this. I didn't think it was an attack on his program.
Yeah.
Did you take?
No, it was just a weird throw-in of a name. Like
my thing is, like, what you talking about? Like, why you using mine? I'm sure somebody else. You could have used anybody else's.
Or just talk about yourself.
Could have used anybody else's what? No other coach does that, Slay.
No, but when Pruitt left from Tennessee, look at how many guys transferred from Tennessee and Midland. A lot of them went to Oklahoma.
That's true.
You're talking about leaving?
Yeah, like a lot of people didn't have time to muddle around, and like I'm a player. Give me that straight up. Okay, he don't want me here. Let me go and get in this transfer portal and get busy.
I think Prime has been way more vocal about you don't fit here, go. It's not the kids making the decision. That's the difference.
Yeah, but so he would have had people lingering around like you're not gonna play here, man. Like,
yeah, if I don't fit, tell me.
Yeah, like let me get on out of here. Okay, cool.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's an attack. I think it's two completely different ways.
I just think you find something else in that situation. I'm not going to trip off it. I'm going to be like,
he's not he can't find anything else. No other coach does that.
Well, figure it out. He got to figure it out. Same thing with Saban. He could have used something else against Jimbo instead of using his name last year. Remember when he came out?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a very similar situation.
Yeah, figure something else out.
Very similar. Yep.
I mean, I understand it. Like, yeah, and then like you said, now we know what's going on in coaching circles. That's being said. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and that's the example being used. I just don't think you say it out loud. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Well, Venables is a first-time head coach, too.
Very true.
I guess second-year head coach.
Yep, very true.
Longtime coordinator, so
maybe
this will probably be a learning lesson.
That'll schedule him next year. Let's go and get it. Let's get it on.
I mean, that might be my response if I'm Deion.
Too. I'm most definitely yeah.
Zeph, producer Zeph, back at the radio station, just sent us a quote from a head coach about a kid that transferred out of his program. We'll read that for you next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. You need some honest, dependable, and affordable. I'm talking about some people that can get the job done. Matter of fact, I'm talking my people, Chimp Chimney. That's who comes through and handle it. When you hear them on the roof, don't be startled. Don't ring your alarm. It's just them making sure all your chimney services, repairs, and restorations are all taken care of. You even want a makeover of your chimney, they can get that done. Dry vent repair and the service all taken care of as well. Outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. I know you've been putting in a lot of work in them, a lot of grilling going on. This is the opportunity for you to get involved and get your stuff cleaned up the right way. 615-364-8987. 615-364-8987. Let Chimp Chimney come through and take all of the smoke and clog up out of your chimney and get everything cleaned up the way it's supposed to be. It's a hot summer special. You need to take advantage of it right now because right around the corner, you know what's there. Yeah, the season pricing is going to tick up a little bit, so you need to jump on it right about now. 615-364-8987, Chimp Chimney.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, y'all.
Please.
Look at my arms. It is a little cold.
Thank you.
It's a little cold.
See, it took you to the last segment to say it.
I just got there. Like, I got my teeth
So
kind of
if Ron Slay is cold, imagine.
Yeah, it's cold.
Me.
Kirby says I'm wearing three.
Imagine me.
Kirby, who's been in broadcasting forever, loves to talk into a mic that's not on.
Well, if you want to hear those dulcet pipes, I'm wearing 3 shirts because we could hang beef in here.
I'm going to be honest.
Well, the other thing is that him and Don combined still don't weigh as much as Slay, and Slay's lost like 50 pounds.
I'm still cold.
Hey, whenever y'all hear that phrase "hanging beef," do you think about Rocky?
Yeah, all day long.
That's the thing that came to your mind?
All day long.
That's the same thing with me.
Yep.
Her mic's not on now.
Kirby turned my mic off.
Honk.
That wasn't me. He turned yours off.
Yeah, you did.
What do you mean, no, Babs?
So the reason why you couldn't really hear Kirby a second ago is because he was turning Don's mic higher, and then he turned her mic off when he was trying to talk about the
That's
coldness.
the mic I've been using all week, and right now I'm delirious. I've already hit the sleep deprivation mode. This is Super Bowl week Friday for me.
What time do you get here?
I forgot
I
Kirby
get to
here
the building
all
at
day.
3:30, and I'm over here because you have to do just drop and yes, I'm at the building every day. It was 3 o'clock yesterday, 3:30 this morning.
So 4 o'clock tomorrow.
No, it'll be 3:30 ish. Depends if I actually get up when the alarm goes off. But hey, you got a show to do.
You want to come get me and Babsy and Slay? You pick us up
in the morning?
Yeah, we'll just come eat breakfast down here.
I'm on foot.
Do they got a room for us upstairs?
I ain't
I'm
coming.
going to lay down.
You're on your own.
Ooh, we should have done that.
That would have been way
Now's the time to think
That
about it.
would have been smart.
Yep.
Like a suite with a couch and everything.
That's all we need.
We'll just do our show up there.
Yep.
That's what we need to
we
do.
can record interviews up there.
That'll do
Wow.
it.
We could have.
Great ideas.
We could have.
Coach, come on up to Suite 232.
We
They
got you
do
locked
it
and loaded.
because it gets them
Yep.
out of all of
They
this.
sure do. Wow.
They'd be glad to do it.
We got to think.
So we were talking about Brent Venables and Coach Prime. Zeph found this. This is Arizona State head coach Willie Bloomquist talking about the transfer of strong safety Luke Hill to Ole Miss. Zeph, what? Oh, okay, shortstop. Arizona head coach, baseball coach Willie Bloomquist. Great radio, right, Don? On the transfer, I've got football mode. I see SS. I think strong safety. This is the shortstop Luke Hill transfer into Ole Miss. Listen to this.
Based on the response from our players, they aren't in the same category as Luke Hill. So, and I say that with the respect of our players. I know their makeup, and they were not happy with how it went down. Not the fact that he's gone, not the fact that he transferred. It's just how it went down. Matter of fact, a lot of them think we're going to be much better without him. With the minus the attitude that at times showed its head with him. But bottom line, if we had players that were in that same boat, they wouldn't have been as vocal to me about it when he left. So I'm confident our players we're going to be a tighter group, a tighter unit, and quite frankly, we're probably going to be better moving forward.
Dang. Wow. It's like light it up, drop it in. On the way out.
They talking about they shortstop?
Yeah.
Because he got in the transfer portal?
Well, evidently there was a lot going on there.
That's LSU?
No,
going
Arizona State.
Oh,
Arizona State going to Ole Miss.
Oh, going to Ole Miss. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering because I'm like, Arizona State head football coach. Who is it now? Because remember, Herm was shown the door. It's Kenny Dillingham.
Okay.
Who is probably like 27 years old.
Oh, wow.
So here's another
He's
story.
not, but he's young.
Yeah. From Sports Illustrated. How will the SEC handle disciplinary action for teams and players using the horns down gesture?
Yes.
So you need to listen up to this.
This was
addressed.
You're
gonna love it. You're
this
gonna love
was
it.
addressed today by the head official.
Yep, you're going to love the answer.
All right, the sign is used to tweak the Longhorns and their fans who have used hook 'em horns gesture since the 1950s. John McDade, the SEC's coordinator of officials, wrote in a statement Tuesday that a potential unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for horns down would need to fall within at least one of three areas. Is the horns down gesture taunting an opponent? Is it making a travesty of our game? Is it otherwise compromising our ability to manage the game? That makes it sound like they want.
So
we're good.
So
go for it.
He adds into. He says there's a difference between a player doing it directly into a Texas Longhorn player's face and doing it with his teammates celebrating a touchdown or on the sidelines.
See, that's brilliant because listen, that's what we were talking about. How are you going to penalize a team for going horns down when like Georgia players get in the end zone and start gator chomping?
Yep. He says it's going to be a case-by-case basis.
I tell you what, the first person to get a penalty, I would appeal it, and I would tell them y'all got to get rid of Bevo. Because y'all don't need y'all don't need
what?
Y'all don't need none with no horns. Since you can't nobody do no horns up and horns down, like get rid of it.
My point is, like, if I can't do horns down, then the Texas players can't do horns up.
Man, the Texas players,
it's the same thing.
They need to change everything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They need to be a bird, the Texas Cardinals or something. Like tweet. Since we changed the rules, let's just do away with everything.
Catch a touchdown over here. Tweet.
Like let's do away with. Nah, man, that's the SEC, man. Hey, man, I'm telling my players, go on out there and get that flag. It's cool. Let's get busy.
We don't need to be so soft.
No, let's get busy. We're going to
SAWFT, soft.
Yeah, and matter of fact, I'm going to be the coach. I'm going to get the first flag. I'm running out the tunnel, horns down. Let's get some work done so we can get it all the way out the way. Give the coach the first penalty, horns down, let's go to work. Flip the coin, let's play. Simple.
Flip the coin.
So as long as you're not taunting, you're clean.
Yeah. What he's saying is you can score a touchdown and do it.
Instead of – is this it?
No.
What?
It's like this.
There we go. These are the horns.
So
if you're a Texas player and I'm like this –
you'll get a flag.
I will get a flag.
If
you're a Texas player, I score a touchdown, and I'm like, oh.
They better not do that.
We're good.
They better not do it in front of me, though. Like, just like I can't do like this in your face, you can't do like this. Yeah, we got it. You can't do that either.
That's my point. Because it's horns up is no different than horns down.
That's right. That is right. What's I got? Brian.
But that's true. Anytime.
Jordan Wilson.
For what are you talking?
I'm everywhere, Babs. Remember when we talked to
we have lots of guys.
Brian Jordan played baseball for the Braves and the Falcons. Brian Wilson had the beard that played for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, no, man.
Yes, he did. He got the final out in the World Series in 2010 for the San Francisco Giants.
We're not talking about baseball.
That's what he's named 2 baseball players.
It's because I don't know their name. Huh?
Is it Brian Williams, the anchor? Brian Wilson from the Beatles, yeah.
Y'all are nuts.
We still don't know what you're talking
about. Brian Bergdorf, who played quarterback in Alabama. Brian Jones. Thank you. How funny would it be if he was walking by right now?
Yeah, the BJ. I would say BJ. He hit me up.
You need to get him to give the examples of what you can and can't do.
He said he was going to get on with us. That was on Monday.
Slade did it to him. He played at Texas.
I ain't got no problem doing it. Listen, and I'm ready to knuckle up. Don't help me, y'all. Grab them. Because when you grab them, I'm going to get some extra little licks in on.
Don't grab them. Yeah. All right, back at it tomorrow.
Jones.
Yeah. I just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Oh.
She was looking so hard. We had already been through
Jones.
it. BJ, everybody. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida,
We
Kentucky
tired,
tomorrow.
y'all. We sleeping.
We're done. We're out here. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Brian Campbell.